Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered now for the latest induction ceremony to the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. And our guests, figuratively and literally, in a short amount of time, have shown why they've become a foundation, not only wrestling for their own promotion, the IMF, but several of the top promotions around throughout the Midwest, such as DKW, ROEW, WCE, XCW, where they wrestled in the main event of the first ever Encounters episode where they successfully had defeated the tag team champions there, the first real Justin Parsley and the essential one, Rob Slater, by countout. And we're in their home promotion, also the IMF, they currently hold the first ever hardcore championship and the world heavyweight championship, which they won and retained at the IMF's winter class show, one of the most successful indoor first ever live shows for any company around in 2023. Our guests also on Sportswire Radio, figuratively and literally, have had some of the most memorable appearances in the 5-year history of the Sports Report and the Sportswire Radio shows, and including for one particular guest, have become a backyard nightmare to in Craven Rage, as show after show, our 7th member of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame has routinely called him out, and that individual has, as I stated, has had nightmares about them. They now take their place in history. But before I do that here, I want to remind everybody here that no longer are our guests going to be remembered as backyard wrestlers, as hardcore wrestlers, or even a foundation. They're now going to be remembered as the 7th and 8th members of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. I congratulate now the 7th member of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. And oh, by the way, it is his show. It is the boogeyman of the Midwest, the IMF hardcore champion, Omen Black, who also previously held the IMF World Heavyweight Championship, and the 8th member of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame, the current IMF World Heavyweight Champion, the popular heel monster, Omen Black, who successfully defeated pro wrestling star The Sieve in a 3 Stages of Hell match. Gentlemen, congratulations. But now, as everybody else has gotten here, including the previous 6 members of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame, including the first ever British boxer turned wrestling world champion, the natural born fighter R.P. Davis, Dean Allmark, British wrestling legend who only defeated 2 guys named Jushin Thunder Liger and this guy Bryan Danielson, a few people have heard about. Justin Parsley, a man these gentlemen have defeated successfully in the first ever XCW Encounter show. TBW CEO and co-founder and owner Joshua Allen, and Mr. Joshua Fletcher himself, and Ernest Dove, who covers the New York Mets for maxmets.blogspot.com. It's now time to get those introductions that those 6 individuals have gotten, and some. So with that, without further ado, here on the Sports Report,
He did.
The Oval Sports Show, the newest members of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. They call him the boogeyman of the Midwest. Got the IMF World Heavyweight Champion. They call him the popular heel monster. Gentlemen, congratulations. You're now in the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame.
You know, that means a lot to us. You know, he's actually won an award in WCE. I won an award in WCE, but that means nothing in compare to Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame.
I mean, I didn't even wear a tie when I did my acceptance speech for WCE.
Well, this is
I wore a
sports.
tie tonight.
We love WCE, and I'm not here in the business to go out and knock different promotions or different people, especially because we had one person that was an ex and failed wrestling promoter in another country that said we should boycott Sportswire Radio. Well, I say, sir, we don't even know who you are, what you have to do, so you can go crawl on the rock where you hid from. But here on Sportswire, we do things a little differently here, by the way.
By the way, to the guy who wants to boycott Sportswire, I
Yes.
got one message to you. Go fuck yourself.
Yes, that's you, Joshua Snow. Joshua Snow, that's exactly for you. You were non-stop action wrestling. Well, now you're never wrestling because your company is now under the rock where it belongs from. And remember, this was the place that you were brought into. This was the place that created you. And Omen Black said it's his show, by the way, so you can go where the sun doesn't shine. These guys are Hall of Famers. These are the guys that came out in IMF Winter Clash and just sold almost 200 tickets. Son, you couldn't even sell 2 tickets in almost 2 years that you were in non-stop action wrestling. Let's go.
I want to say this. At least people know who Tom Bryce is. At least people know who Sportswire Radio is. Who's this guy? Exactly. Hear no one.
Talking about women's rights and human rights and we're Sportswire. Bro, we got nothing to do with that. Go take that with the person that's going to come on the show and talk to him about it. We were respectful about it. He doesn't want to be respectful about it, but it's your show, Omen. It's your show, Soulja. And your Hall of Famers, how does it feel?
Feels great.
Feels
awesome. Well-deserved.
Yeah, well-deserved. Like we accomplished something.
Well, I wanted to induct you now because I think in a year from now, 2 years from now, when you get inducted into more Hall of Fames, you sell out 500 seat venues, 600, 800, 1,000, and you'll never know us here on Sportswire. So let me get you now. I'm still there, and we can make that opportunity. And obviously, again, definitely you guys have figuratively and literally, I think over the past year have shown, even though you've been around in a short amount of time, you have shown what you guys have done in multiple promotions. DKW, ROEW, certainly WCE for sure, where one particular wrestler, I mean, he must have nightmares because he's still, for the better part of a year, hasn't even wanted to challenge Omen Black. Certainly XCW, where we mentioned Encounter, these guys handled the first real NFL Hall of Famer and Justin Parsley in your home promotion, where you guys have done it all, and especially in Winter Clash, where you guys, had maybe 2 of the most impressive matches of the year. And that's why I wanted to say, no longer are you guys going to be recognized as backyard wrestlers, as hardcore wrestlers, or even a foundation, which you guys certainly are with a number of promotions throughout the Midwest. But now you will be members of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame.
And if you're not down with that, then you are stupid. Yeah.
Well, first of all, definitely congratulations. I have a lot of comments from people, so I do want to get to people before this really goes off the rails. But I want to say hello to our guest. I guess it would be today, actually. It was Ace Reed, who's wrestling in Final Countdown, maybe the last wrestling show of the year. He's wrestling Striker there for the BWU, the ETW, and the FWA World Championship, especially FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. I might need some of that, but
I've tried to get on this podcast for a while with these guys. I've heard nothing. So the message I said to the guy boycotting Sportswire, same goes to you.
Ace is a good kid, though. He's a good kid, but I would certainly not boycott his podcast. The other guy can go frig himself. I want to say hello to Skulls, actually. I hope he's feeling better from his, obviously, car accident. Also want to wish him an early happy birthday. His birthday is Tuesday. Happy birthday, buddy. I hope that you're doing well. Hope you have a great day, and thank you for tuning in. Speaking of one company that I haven't seen you guys, and I'd love to see in there one day, DBW with, Big Tex, who wrestled Mr. Judgment, the Prophet of Purgatory. He says, good evening, Black. Respect to you, sir. I think we know this person who might be related to a person named Dirty Don. He says, my boys, 4 down, 4 Foundation of Hall of Fame. We want to say hello. We want to say hello to Mr. Chris Craven, the real Chris Craven, certainly who has inducted you, Soulja. We say hello to him. I want to say hello to our buddy Ethan. Ethan, we'll get to some of that later. Right now, we're handling business. So Roman Reigns, AJ Styles mean nothing compared to Soulja GP and Omen Black because they're Hall of Famers. And by the way, Randy Orton, LA Knight, AJ Styles, and Roman Reigns, as far as I know, actually are in Hall of Famers. These guys are the Hall of Famers. So we're acknowledging them tonight. We're acknowledging Soulja GP and Omen Black as the 7th and 8th members of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. But thank you, Ethan, for tuning in. Yes, and definitely, I'm glad that Dirty Donnie basically said that. Fellow Foundation member, the resident rockstar, who, by the way, successfully defeated this supposed backyard nightmare, Craven Rage, at WC Winter Clash. And want to say hello to my buddy Ron, obviously just dropping in to say hello. Thank you, Ron. I hope you're doing well. Maybe we'll see you tomorrow. Speaking of people here that were also successful at Winter Clash, Mephisto. Hey, I recognize these guys. Mephisto's certainly gaining some popularity. IMF guys, I want to say hello to Daniel Banner out there in the UK from GT Ministries. Yep. Evening Time and the Foundation Brothers. Amen to that. Also, Resident Rockstar checking in. Want to say hello to Jack Delta, by the way. Jack Delta just won, and the same card you were in episode 2, though, of Encounters. He won XCW New Age Championship. So both of you guys, all three of you.
Well deserved. That's very well deserved.
And I'll tell you what, by the way. How about this? JX defeats Corey Lee. We saw what Jacob Collins did before he got hurt to Brady Branson. I mean, I tell you what, XCW is not looking too good these days. I mean, outsiders are coming into XCW and winning all over the place. I mean, it has not been good times for XCW. I mean, we love XCW on Sportswire.
That JX kid, he's a really good kid. You know, his best match is with our Foundation brothers, CJ Black, the good guy.
And Jack Delta's wrestling him. Yep. He's wrestling him the first wrestling match of 2024, 4 p.m. on the ROEW Backyard Wrestling page. And we know that the Foundation have been more than dominant in ROEW. I mean, you guys helped CJ Black. Well, maybe not so much helped him, but maybe helped give him an opportunity to easily defeat Jackson Law, by the way. Just saying that. No knocking there.
Congratulations to Jack Delta.
Yeah.
Yes, Jack Delta, XCW.
I do have to say, Delta,
yes.
After CJ gets done beating you and keeping his title, because good guy, you can come up to Iowa or get a chance. Because I want to see if you can put me in that move that he put that big boy in.
Oh my God, Eric Mason. Eric Mason, by the way, came onto Sportswire about a month ago, and I mean, he was basically talking about the fact that he was going to have 7 successful defenses of the New Age title to get a shot at the international title. A guy you obviously saw firsthand, Leon Luxon. That's not the case no more because Jack Delta's got that XCW championship. Congratulations to Jack Delta. Hope to get to a chat. Yeah, well, you got to keep training. Go listen to Sean Only. Go listen to Gareth Angel. And go listen to them in GT Ministries. They have an announcement tomorrow, 5 o'clock. Tell that dumbass, we're going to tell that dumbass, Joshua Snow, you are a dumbass. Go crawl under the rock where you came from. You are not well. In fact, we're going to go on the record right here as the host of the Sports Report, the owner of Sportswire Radio, your voice of all wrestling, the Reverend Tom Bryce, Joshua Snow, never coming back to Sportswire Radio. He is on the permanent ban list. So you are never, ever allowed to come on to Sportswire Radio, the #1 radio station. You're not allowed. Any of your brethren are allowed. It's like Simon Hill and Andrew Pratt of KOW is also on that list. You are excommunicated. So see ya and would not want to be ya. So thank you, Dirty Donnie, for that. Yes. If shooting is going to be done, well, we'll see. Well, I actually did a lot more shooting than I normally do, but I'm really mad about that guy. And by the way, Gareth Angel, you're on the list too, because you know what? You messaged and said, well, I don't know if I should have this guy on, but yeah, promote my page. Yeah, we're going to promote you, but it's my show, it's Omen's show, and it's the people's show of Sportswire Radio that dictate who we can be here. It's not anybody else, not the politics of the British wrestling scene. It's not anybody else out there that draws 5, 10 people and has to pay people to go out there and watch. It's this show has been dominated by the people that want to come on. We don't beg people to come on to Sportswire. We don't play politics on here. And I'm sick and tired of people in the UK that bash these backyard guys. They're no longer backyard wrestlers. They're no longer hardcore wrestlers. They are now Hall of Famers in the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. So if you are out there, if you're a Slugger Hampton, if you're a Firestar Championship Wrestling, if you're a Joshua Snow and Never Stop Wrestling, and you don't want to come on this show, we don't want you. We don't want you. So that's what I say here to you, and I hope that message goes out there to everybody out there. We want the people that want to be here. We're not in the business of politics, so if you want to go out and cancel this platform, you're going to have no shot at doing that because we don't even want you. We don't want you.
Can we fight him?
My show is the voice of all wrestling.
All wrestling. It's not British wrestling politics. It's not pro wrestling. It's not independent wrestling, underground, semi-pro, whatever you want to say it is. It's the People's Show, and we're the voice of all wrestling. Just like we cover all things on Sportswire Radio. We cover everything. We're not paid by the companies. We're not doing it because we want to go out there and be in a locker room. We're doing it because we care, and we're a nonprofit. I put my time into it because I believe in these guys. I want to give them a showcase, and I'm not going to be bullied by people that want to say this, and that. You take that up on your platform, and you go make your own show, and that's where you're going to go do those things.
Tom, you got me pumped. Like, I want to go to Britain just to beat these guys' asses.
They're not even trained wrestling. I'll be honest with you, CJ Black, for all the things that could say, he would murder all those guys in the ring. We don't listen. Let's not even waste any more breaths on them. We're here to talk about the IMF. We're here to talk about New Year's vengeance coming up. We're going to get to some more comments here. People are fired up. Yes, that's right. We are fired up here. Yes, and I'm happy about that. Speaking of champions here from another promotion, congratulations. Yeah, this guy here from DBW, the It Factor Cyrus, the global champion. Yep.
But
Is it
okay?
One trick pony, huh? One trick pony, Cyrus, huh? If you watch back the match at Winter Clash, you're gonna know for a fact I'm no one trick pony.
All right, and Jack Delta wants to say, what did this guy do? So I'm actually I know we're going to talk about this. So what this guy did was, Jack Delta, if you go on my Sportswire Radio page, Facebook at Sportswire Radio, this individual basically was upset that a wrestler that's coming on from the UK, his name was Necro Daddy, and he wanted to have a chat about different things in the wrestling scene that he's seen in his career. And this individual tried to say that our platform, for whatever reason, is against transgender people or homophobic, all these different things. And I'm like, listen, you came on my platform for nearly 2 years and talked about your promotion, which couldn't even pay people to show up to your shows. Your show where you had more wrestlers come on that actually wrestled career matches. And you're basically mad at me. And then you said in your words that we are disappointed. No, who is we? No, it's you and your clique of buddies that don't have any following, don't have support, want to tear down people, and want to show why the political scene that's killed the wrestling business and the wrestlers in England have tried to basically monopolize things. And that's why there's really no interest in why your company, which was once called Nonstop Action Wrestling, is, well, never wrestling, because they're not wrestling anymore. And you, Real Shoot here to break the fourth wall, actually in their company's last show had to put himself over back as the world heavyweight champion because, well, it was his title and he needed to go take his ball and go home with it. That's why I'm red, because I've been doing this for 5 years. Yes, I know. And I know.
Love this Tom. I love this Tom.
And the fact of the matter is, he tried to insinuate that it's we. Who's mad? No, you're mad, and your clique of buddies who don't have any success and weren't known until you came onto my platform and you came out there and spewed your stuff, and I supported you and gave you an open platform. So I know it's supposed to be a monumental. We're going to get to that, but that's why I'm mad. And that's why I wasn't going to say it, but you know what? We opened with it. And that's why I'm mad, because people know that when they come onto Sportswire, they're given a fair shake. They always get an opportunity to hear their things. And for somebody to try to say that they want to boycott this platform, for somebody to want to come on here and say that we're these different things, when they've been on this platform and they've been given more opportunity than not to go out and promote their brand, they have some nerve, and that's why they're never coming back. And frankly, I don't want them back. I don't want them back here. Actually, I don't care. I want you to know Slugger Hampton. I want you to know your buddies, Hammerhead Smith, Breakout Wrestling, Firestar Wrestling, the guy who runs the company that sexually harassed women. I don't want you here. I actually don't want you here. So I'm not worried about it. You know what, Gareth Angel? I'm going to shoot here. I love you. I love what you do. But you know what? You're not going to message me in private and say, well, I'm concerned about this guy. No, you know what? I'm not concerned if I don't have you on. I don't have to have you. I got plenty of guys here that are in the yard that bust their tails and do it for the love of wrestling and do it for all wrestling that want to come on this platform. So if you don't want to come on, you have a problem with that? I don't need you. I don't need you. I have plenty of people that want to come on. So that's not a fact. So we're going to definitely get to all that here, because now I'm really excited.
You have people that beg to get on and they don't get on. And
these guys are like, well, I thought that, it really, this guy's coming on, it's going to cause you problems. What problems? It's my platform. It's my platform that I put my time in for 5 years that built it up. You didn't pay me. You didn't employ me. So you can go on a rock where you came from.
Because I did.
That's right. That's right. We're going to get to some more comments here because I'm getting fired up here. Happy New Year. Yes. I want to say hello to our buddy, Mr. TBK, the Baltimore kid. Yes, the homie's getting the big induction. Where would you rather be on a Saturday? Amen to that. We'll definitely see you tomorrow because, by the way, announcement here, New Year's Eve was with Sportswire Radio. We're live 10 o'clock Eastern time. So you want to come on down, you want to say hello, you want to talk wrestling, whatever else is on your mind, I'm going to leave it open all night. So anybody wants to come on and talk wrestling or whatever.
Yeah, we'll be there.
I'm here. So that's what we're going to be here. Yep. Mason
Get a
Black.
twofer this weekend.
Hey, you get a twofer.
Whatever people want, it's on their mind. The best way, and I want to say to people, we're going to definitely get to the guys in a second, but I think clearly we have a lot of comments. I want to say hello to our friends in Resurrection Wrestling. By the way, company you guys haven't been in yet, Mr. Drake Golddragon. How you doing, Drake? Nice to see you. Also, yes, he's from Resurrection Wrestling. Well, that actually, you know what? No, this is a good segue. Because, we said, right, you guys are no longer backyard wrestlers, no longer hardcore wrestlers, no longer a foundation, but now Hall of Famers. But they have a match coming up at their show, Resurrection Wrestling, right? January 27th. It's called Lockdown. And they have a couple of guys in that I might want to see you guys wrestle one day. And these guys, Mac 10, Jimmy Controversy, definitely heard of him, and Mikey Anarchy. So, you know what? Maybe, if we can, I'm sure those guys can definitely go out there and, if they're interested, maybe we could see you guys go out there and ring against them.
Good guy, bad guy, hardcore guy, doesn't really matter. For the right price, anybody can get it. You know what I mean? Foundation we don't shy away from challenges.
I already said on Sportswire, I think on Jimmy's show, one day you will see me and Jimmy go at it.
Well, Jimmy's got his own issues. He's got to deal with hardcore, and now he's got to deal with Mikey Anarchy and Mac 10. So we'll see if Jimmy's alive after January.
I have respect for Jimmy. I have a hell of a lot of respect for Jimmy.
But
I will say this. I promise, sooner or later, you're going to see me and Jimmy go at it.
Hey, if you remember that day, I offered.
Yes, you did.
Foundation to come back him up. But he's the one that said he wouldn't take it. So...
Jimmy, he was put on the spot last week to put his championship on the line there, and he didn't want to do it. So that's another issue, another time. But let me get to a lot more comments because I want to ask you guys a lot of things. And clearly we went off the rails, partially because I actually shot tonight. I actually shot the shot. And hopefully
hey, man, you got me hyped. I like this Tom Bryce. Tom Bryce needs to come out more.
Well, yeah. I think it's because I think that not just Sportswire was attacked. I think it was every wrestler that came on. In fact, I think it was every personality that was attacked that's come on here in 5 years. And I think that's why I'm hot. And I wasn't going to say anything about it, but you know what? It kind of, we let it loose. You mentioned it. And that's kind of where the floodgates open because to me, it was a personal affront. You don't, especially after it reminds me of an old saying that in politics I learned. There was somebody, a very powerful figure that was a rival of mine. And this is what he said. You don't come into someone's house, eat the meal, and then go out there and do a number 2 and don't flush the toilet. You know what happens to you? We throw you, fill in the blanks, out of here. And you know what? You don't come back with legs. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but that's basically the figure of speech. So that's why we're a little bit hopped up. Yep. So, chilling and smoking up, Drake Silver Wolf's career over here still. Cheers to you. Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, Josh Snow, I wouldn't say that, but Coach, you can say it for me. Chris slipping his haterade right now. Well, we'll have to see. Sean Jovi loves it right now. Well, I think people seem to like it. Not to compare, Sasha Banks wrestles better than Chris. Well, we'll have to see. Breaking news, Kevin Dunn is finished with WWE. It is but we're here talking IMF, though. I mean, I love the WWE stuff, but tomorrow, bring that to me tomorrow. Right now, we're here. Right now, I don't want to hear about Roman Reigns. I don't want to hear about World's End. And he knows, but I don't want to hear about World's End. Don't tell me about Charlotte Flair and Andrade. Don't tell me about Moxley. Don't tell me about Roman, AJ, Randy. Talk to me right now about IMF, New Year's Vengeance, and anybody else that might be on the card. And they're Hall of Famers. Pay respect, ladies and gentlemen, to the 7th and 8th members of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. And it's his show, Omen Black, and Soulja GP, the IMF World Champion. So anything related to our scene in wrestling, talk about. WWE, they can go on a rock right now. AEW can go under the rock where they came from. Also, Daniel Banner, honestly, we worked hard to where we get, Daniel Banner, I feel for you because you got to go train with these knuckleheads. You got to go work with them and play the game. But I don't have to do that, so I wish you all the best. Thank you for the new logo. Yes, we have new logos, new designs. We're working on tailor lift. Thank you, Sean Jovi. Yes, this guy has got fired. You damn straight I got fired because all of us here were attacked when this individual attacked my brand. He attacked every person that came on here. Amen to that. Yes. Josh Snow's not going to come on because he's not coming on again, and he's a coward. First of all, he's a coward. He's a coward. Point blank, he's a coward, and frankly, he could not hold a candle to almost anybody in the yard. Frankly, Corey Lee, Jack Delta, Justin Parsley, I know you guys in Parsley, Craven Rage would even beat this guy, Joshua Snow, down. Come on. The guy had to listen. The guy actually had to re-put himself as champion in his company that was folding. What does that tell you?
You know what the sad thing is? That he's blacklisted from Sportswire, talks all this shit, but probably still watches the product.
Oh, listen. He's going to definitely watch the product. And I'm going to get messages. You're going to bring this guy on, and, he said this, he said that. Well, it's my platform. Like, I don't care who I'm bringing on. I'm not talking about women's rights.
Hey, Josh, go fuck yourself. I'm in Iowa in the United States. Come do something about it.
He's not going to do nothing about it. He's not. He's going to cry to the wrestlers that he's trained with and Slugger Hampton and that sexual pervert Rob Gillibrand who was Rob Bagwell. That's the truth. That's what he's going to do. He's going to crawl under his rock, and that's where he doesn't want to have a conversation with because and also, not to even break further, this is also an individual that basically was complaining about Israel attacking Hamas. Hamas is a terrorist organization, buddy. Okay? I'm not going to get into that, but you got some real grapefruits, and you need some real help to be examined.
Wait, did you say he's blaming Israel for attacking Hamas?
Yes. He basically, that's what he said. Clearly, this guy, he needs help.
As a Jewish man myself, definitely you can go fuck yourself.
He can definitely go where the sun doesn't shine. Yeah, he can definitely, for him to basically go out there, and again, I don't want to make this about, because we're here with the 7th and 8th members of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame, Omen Black and Soulja GP. It's their show. But, clearly this individual needs he needs his head to be examined. But let me get to, I have so many comments, and I want to ask you guys so many things. You know what? I will stay the entire evening right now because I'm worked up at this point. So, you know what? I'm going nowhere, and I will go nowhere. The real voice of the voiceless. Yes, I will be the voice of the voiceless, and I will be the voice of all wrestling because that's what Sportswire Radio is here for. Yes, we are new and improved Adonis fellas. And remember, we're not talking WWE and AEW right now. Okay, Daniel, I appreciate that, but you got to go back and train. Mason Black, you talk. Yeah, these backyard wrestlers put their lives on the line, and you know what? And these backyard wrestlers, by the way, have far more fans than these British independent wrestlers who go out there and wrestle in front of 20 people, and nobody sees their shows. So let's be honest. I mean, I think more people know Craven Rage even than almost every British independent wrestler right now. I mean, I'm just breaking the fourth wall here, but that's the I got so many comments. I got to run through everybody here. Okay, I don't know. I'm going to leave on that. That's why the USA will always be dominant over the UK. Yeah, I guess so. How you doing, my friend? Nice to see you. Special episode of the Felios Effect, January 6th.
Don't care.
Get off of that, Felicio.
Jack Delta said yes. This guy put the world title on himself. Yeah, he put the world title on himself because he probably needed the title because he was afraid he'd never get it back and needed to give himself a little bit of an ego when his company was ending because it's now never wrestling
Very
at all.
Well put, Delta.
He needs to make, and that's how it goes, Booker champ, exactly. Booker champion, and he was running a promotion that literally had no fan. And on top of that, get this, that this company Never Wrestling didn't pay their wrestlers. They were we're this independent wrestling company, and they didn't pay their wrestlers. Didn't pay them. So just put that out there for a second. Didn't pay their wrestlers. Didn't pay them. And one of their wrestlers who used to come on here and complained about how he wasn't in the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame, who unfriended me, by the way, also actually got injured. Get this, he can't wrestle again because he couldn't do a hip toss correctly. I mean, that just shows you there in a second. Yeah, can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. Okay, I really want to get the show back off the wall here. I'd rather watch the Felios Effect. Yeah, I don't care. For sure, this new fired up time and a new platform, you bet your ass. Well, good. You better get you on your butt. If you support Sportswire Radio, make sure you keep supporting us because there are going to be people out that come out of the woodworks after this one, I promise you. Got any plans to go international next year? Well, I tell you what, I would love to see you kick some butt.
Hold on. Hey, Ed, make sure you get my name right when you ask me a question.
It's GP. He corrected it.
Okay, thank you.
He corrected it. Yeah, a little bit, maybe. Okay. Could we potentially? Yes. Could we see? Well, you just answered that question, and I think that we can certainly make that
You
happen.
guys wouldn't want us. Trust me.
Nobody wants to.
Where's
No,
Ed
no, I
located?
don't want to hear AEW right now. Seriously, no AEW. The Foundation is a good group. I don't want to mess with it. Yeah, well, Big Tex, you got Chaos
Big
Conspiracy.
Tex, you ain't got nothing to worry about, brother.
Well, Cyrus might have something to worry about with you guys.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
We'll move on from that. Sounds like you drinking the hater man, my A, but it's nice to keep dirty, man. Yeah, we're going back and forth with that. Okay. Congrats. Oh, Craven. Speaking of people that have ducked you for a year. Speaking of people that have ducked you,
Next.
Okay. Stuart Little would beat Josh Snow. Yeah, probably. Yeah, Josh is the guy's a loser. The guy is a loser that needed to dye his hair and complained about transgender rights. Like, we're Sports by Radio, bro. Go and talk to your local elected officials about that. We're a sports show, so you can go, where the sun doesn't shine. Finger poke of doom or kick him in the shin. Worth the time. Easiest way to be. He is Josh loser because Josh is a loser. Yeah, it's the IMF's time, nothing else. IMF, yeah, AIW is more than the British did. Not trying to be horrible here, Tom, at all. Love what you do. Just trying to be nice, but an idea not to bring people's names into the stuff. No, I got you. I definitely got you. But it was a personal affront that was attacked by the Sportswire brand. Not you and not CCW. There are definitely a lot of great wrestlers in the UK. Dean Allmark, we love RPD.
Like Big Cheese Logan.
Certain individuals, and and obviously speaking of individuals that we want to give a big shout out to, actually, who could book you guys in the UK. This man we love, by the way, Mr. James Barris, who's the owner of Cullery Community Wrestling, who, like you guys, put on a show yesterday, Mercy's Mighty Fight, where they raised £1,000. And they wound up giving help to charity for this 5-year-old woman who's got a very, very bad brain disease, if I'm not mistaken. And they go out there and do things for the community. And by the way, Mr. Barris, if you want to book Americans, not like the guy you brought me on a year ago, Mitchell Taylor, the hick that had a beer belly, was like 400 pounds. These guys are the foundation of this sport. These are the guys that have had 5 promotions that have gone and dominated into. So if you're looking to book Americans and a larger-than-life tag team.
What does our good friend CJ say? Flight, hotel, limo, food. You got
and
it.
Mr. Barris, these are the guys you want to book. And Mr. Barris, just so you know, we were talking about that individual that ran a company called Never Wrestling that was aligned with a pervert and a few other people that unfortunately, went south, took their ball home, and basically instead of calling themselves Firestar or more like kind of snowflakes. But that's here nor there. But obviously, this is somebody that we're proud of. Cullery Championship Wrestling. Follow them on Facebook. But no, we love wrestling, Daniel. But I made the point already. All this shit is number one shoot. Yeah, no, it's not you, Coach. That's for sure. That's for sure. Not you. Okay, we're gonna go on here. Yes. All right. So obviously, let's get back on track here because I never will, and I want to do this.
Yeah,
so obviously,
shit, we got a half hour already in.
Well, we got plenty of time here. I know people want to talk to you, but all right. So obviously, we came off this highly successful show, Winter Clash. And Omen Black, I want to ask you the first question off the bat. What does it mean to you to be the first ever IMF Hardcore Champion?
I'm just telling the truth at this point, Tom. I told everyone when I first started in IMF, I was going to be United States champion. I did that. I was going to be world champion. Sorry, Soulja. I did that.
It's all right. I got it back.
I told everyone I'm going to be hardcore champion, the first ever hardcore champion. I did that. I was going to beat Damian Saint, Matthew Forsaken, Anthony Steele, James Marshall. Who?
Yeah, who? I don't know Anthony. Anthony who?
Anthony Ghost.
He's in WWE. I thought he was in WWE by now. Yeah, I'm in WWE. I'm going to WWE.
I've been saying these facts over and over. No one believes me. I hope now people will believe me when I say these things. I tell the truth no matter what comes out of my mouth. And that's the God honest truth. Sorry, so I didn't mean to bring up bad blood between us.
Uh-oh.
It's all right. It's good.
So, Soulja, I have to ask you then conversely. I mean, you could have did a lot more damage to the Sieve, but you listened and you were able to win and talk about the emotional crowd it was and all the kids coming across to you. In that moment, you win and you retain your IMF World Championship against the very, very renowned and one of the good ones here in this sport, the Sieve. I mean, talk about that victory and what that meant to close out I think, one of the most successful independent shows of the entire year. I mean, 160 tickets sold. It was sold to the rafters. I mean, this was a show that, I mean, companies would, in a first show, never have. You guys shot the shot, hit the home run, and some. And talk about Soulja GP, what it meant to retain that title in the main event.
When I beat him in the 10 count, and he wasn't able to make the 10 count, and my son brought me my belt. Like, those were my kids that ran into the ring. When the bell sounded off, those were my kids that came in. That was my daughter. That was my son. That was my son who he's an introvert. Like, he doesn't like to be around a lot of people, but he came. He participated in a match earlier in the night where he won the IMF Junior Heavyweight Championship in the pre-show, and it's like, for him to be there, like, he went to the car for a little bit because it got too much with all the people around. But then for him to come out and, like, the first thing I remember once the bell sounded and they said they called me as the winner was he ran in and handed me the belt. Like, for my kids to see me do that, for my dad who's dying, like, my dad's in the hospital dying, but he was able to, at the time he was out of the hospital, he was able to come watch me wrestle for the first time. My dad got to see me wrestle. And so, like, and for me to go over and win and was able to beat the Steve, even though he had all the help in the world, and I wanted to do it by myself. Like, the Foundation boys, they could have came out anytime, but I told them to stay back. I had this. This was a personal match beyond levels when he wanted to bring it as a pro versus a yarder. So I had to do it.
Quit calling
Man, we had you and him on here, and he
yarder.
talked about that. He talked about the pro in the yard thing, and that was like, that heat was real here on this platform. We saw that. That almost, like, I felt like Soulja, not to break the fourth wall, I feel like you were fighting for all of us by retaining that.
And I said that, and that's what I said when we were on here the last time. Was like, this victory isn't just for me as a yarder. This is for every yarder that is out there busting their ass, doing the same thing that these indie guys are doing,
but better.
I mean, 9 times out of 10 is better because we're more passionate about it. Yeah, we're not getting paid like the indie guys are. We're doing this for free, but we're still putting on better shows than you.
Oh, not even hands down, you guys put on better shows. In fact, the time that you put into it, between the editing, between the promotion, between everything else that you guys do, absolutely no question about it. And I actually would specifically want to say something to somebody else. I want to say to our buddy, Mr. Taylor Truth here. Taylor is also the host of the Truth show that he does on the Colory Championship Wrestling page and the Colory Coming Out show. And Taylor has been one of my all-time favorites from the UK, and we want to bring Taylor back. And he does a great job in CCW, and he wants to know, what's a yarder? Well, a yarder is essentially somebody that is a wrestler, but they're basically, where their venue would be is kind of like a backyard. But in some cases, now not CCW, because CCW is a company we love here on Sportswire, but in many cases, a yarder is more successful and does far more in the ring than I would dare say that many wrestlers that I've seen and covered that are independent, professional, and may call themselves that. And these guys are examples who just had a show called Winter Clash. Look them up, by the way, Taylor, on YouTube. IMF Wrestling 666. I want that plug for Mr. Barris, the British people coming in. You're up right now. You go to IMF Wrestling 666 on YouTube. Go subscribe to these guys. Get in touch with them, sign them to your company, pay for their hotel, pay for their food, pay for their flight, whatever it is. You book these guys, I promise you, these guys are going to be larger than life. You put them up there with the likes of Hybrid. You put them up there with the likes of Devlin. You put them up there with the likes of Persona. You put them up there with the likes of even Prince Dagon, the CCW Underground Heavyweight Champion, or even our favorite here, the Tribal Cheese, Big Cheese Logan. I promise you, it'll be far than words. So that's the difference here. I think if an individual is passionate and can do what they enjoy, classes do not matter. Amen to that. That's why we always love Taylor. And Taylor, get in touch with me on Facebook, because I definitely want to bring you back onto Sportswire, because we have Daniel Baldwin from CCW coming on Friday. So definitely CCW is a company that I love here. But obviously, I'm going to get to more comments in a second, because I really am going to blow up right now like a helium balloon. But let's stay back on track. Let's go up in here and talk about what obviously we have here in Winter Clash. And we're going to go into New Year's Vengeance, January 20th. You guys are now going into a 400-seat venue. And, what can we expect from you guys other than what you usually do? I mean, let's talk about what we're going to see 3 weeks from today here at New Year's Vengeance.
Dirty Donnie and Levi McDaniels, they noticed that at Winter Clash, we got a huge turnout. We had 200 people and turning down people at the door.
Yeah, we had to turn people away. And that was
So-
like a sad day. I'm sorry for anybody that's watching this that we had to turn away, but we didn't want to get shut down. You know what I mean? So
the fact of the matter is, I think Dirty Donnie and Leroy McDaniels, they noticed that we need a bigger venue for the shows that we put on because it was just a huge success.
they found
Huge
one.
turnout.
They found one.
Well, let me ask you one question on that. You know, I've known you guys now for almost a year. I've known you guys for literally about 10 months. In fact, to shoot from the hip, there was one company that you've done some work with that first notified me about you guys about right around this time. So that means a year ago. From where you guys started, where, you know, you were wrestling out there and just when it was 20 degrees, 15 degrees, and just trying to do whatever you could.
We wrestled in
Where we are today.
but
We'll talk about what that means. This is why you're in the Hall of Fame. You're in the Hall of Fame because the definition of the Hall of Fame is somebody that made an impact, a large impact. It doesn't matter how long they've been in this sport. Doesn't matter how long that they've done. That's why James Barris, our owner of TCW, is going to be a Hall of Famer January 25th. What you guys have done in a short amount of time is the definition of being in the Hall of Fame. And talk about what that means to you. It's got to mean something emotionally. The fact that from where you started to literally in a year, you guys are going into a 400-seat venue 21 days from now.
Dang. Oh man, it is 21 days from now.
21 days. And 14 days ago, you wrestled in a venue that was about 200 people in. So you basically, again, I'm going to see you 21 days from now with 400 people. I guarantee, as the host of the Sports Report, the owner of Sportswire Radio, your voice of all wrestling, the Reverend Tom Bryce, you will probably sell that venue out. And maybe 40, 50 days after that, we'll probably see you in a 500-seat venue. Guaranteed.
Well, as great as that sounds, first we gotta get past January 20th. That's the main thing. We could dwell on Winter Clash all you want, but
Now it's
at New Year's Vengeance, that's where our focus is at as the foundation. So, but back to your question, how does it feel being in the Hall of Fame? You know, it feels good to have the acknowledgement of the hard work we put in.
Yeah.
The passion that we have for the sport and what it means. Like, behind the character, we appreciate everyone that comes on here and shows everyone what they can bring to the table. DVW, XCW, DKW, WCE, TVW. Without these guys, it'd all be for nothing. So we appreciate everyone that comes onto the show, and the fact that we're on the Hall of Fame makes it 10 times sweeter.
And you know what? And real quick, we were speaking with the 7th and 8th members of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. That is Omen Black, the boogeyman of the Midwest, the IMF hardcore champion, and his show, by the way. And the 8th member of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame, he is the popular heel monster, the IMF world champion, Soulja GP. They are also the foundation, and they were inducted into the Hall of Fame about 40-plus minutes ago. And my name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice of all wrestling. And also, if you're on Sportswire Radio for the first time, check us out on YouTube at Sportswire Radio 65.7. And if you want to follow the IMF again, under here, there's a bunch of links. Check them out. Facebook at Omen Black. Also, IMF Wrestling 666 on YouTube. Omen Black 666 on TikTok. And I want to say hello to somebody, by the way, that before I get to Mr. Barris, he wants to say something to you guys, and he's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame on January 25th, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. A fellow Hall of Famer that you almost dismantled. I mean, you almost obliterated him. He's here.
We didn't
His name in Jack Pacific, the legendary Justin Parsley. He is one half of those XCW tag team champions. He wants to say, since I went into the Hall of Fame technically before the foundation, I just want to say,
not your Hall of Fame.
Welcome to my Hall of Fame. And he says, it takes one to know one, a real one. Ooh.
Oh, so he's
a real bitch.
It's his Hall of Fame? Well, in the words of Mark Henry, didn't we put you in our Hall of Fame?
Oh.
I mean, we beat the hell out of you, like we said we were going to.
You saw in the match.
You got scared to get back into the ring. And how's those belts? That's all I'm saying. Like,
No, I noticed something.
Speaking of the belts, we have to address the news. So, at Winter Clash, Levi McDaniels pulled us aside, and he said, "Hey, we need to send those belts back to the real ones. They're complaining too much in our fan pages. They're complaining too much in our Patreon. Blah, blah, blah. Lawsuits.
Their management's reaching out to us. Now it's time to
So, as of today, those tag titles that are ours are on their way back to Indiana in the FedEx right now.
Ooh, now, who paid the shipping?
Levi. The GM. That's why he's mad at us.
Dirty Donnie says he personally shipped them back. I mean,
yeah.
Well, Levi, Dirty, whoever dealt with the box, they did it.
I hope you like what you get.
Well, maybe we might see Mr. Parsley here real soon, but Mr. Barris, who's going into the Hall of Fame on January 25th, says congratulations and keep doing great. So, Mr. Barris, maybe if you have some time to check these guys out, I promise you that you're going to definitely want to see if you can sign these guys.
Look at Winter Clash. I'm not tuning our own horn, but look at Winter Clash.
No, fuck that.
Facebook at Omen Black. Facebook. IMF, Iowa Midwest Federation Wrestling, Mr. Barris, I'm telling you, do what you can to sign these guys in color.
There were four great matches at Winter Clash, and you're looking at half of them right now.
Mr. Barris, I'm telling you, you know I love you, but look into these guys. I promise you, there's going to be dollars you can draw off these guys. It's in Colory Community Wrestling. That's what you should rename it to. Speaking of your opponents, somebody else is here. The essential one, Rob Slater, says, thanks for polishing them up real nice for us, boys. Appreciate that. What do you say to that?
I just wish we could go back and whip their ass again.
You know, we had a good polish them with your tears as we took them. Also, your family's tears when we left the arena.
Yeah, how's the kids? They didn't like us too much after we beat your ass.
Shout out to JJ, by the way.
JJ.
Rob Slater, you know what I'm talking about. JJ. How's it going, my man?
I love JJ, by the way. We love JJ at Sportswire. Definitely, we know that. We'll definitely get to more people. I want to get to Taylor Truth because recognizing your journey, gentlemen, is often hard to see. But from experiencing such a liberating feeling, we've seen that at CCW. And CCW, very similar to the IMF. A lot of people have said things about CCW, just like IMF. But CCW and IMF keep going strong, and that's why CCW is the number one place to be in the UK. That's why the IMF is going to probably be seated in 1,000-seat venues in about a year from now. That's why I wanted to induct these guys in the Hall of Fame now, aside from the fact it's their show, but I'm never going to know these guys in a year from now. These guys are going to be so big. They're going to be all over the place. You might even see them in GCW.
It's my show, Tom.
Yeah.
You're my
But you got to understand, because I know what happens in this. I've interviewed.
I don't care if the foundation gets like to AEW, WWE.
I see XPW, GCW in the cards, Pro Wrestling Venom. So at the end of that, I want to get you guys in now.
The moment
I got you.
Nothing else matters. But
I know. Speaking of promoters, I want to get to the promoter of Resurrection Wrestling. He's the co-owner and general manager, Joseph Tibbs. You know I love you. We got Resurrection Wrestling ahead coverage next week, but you got to go find a way to book Soulja and Omen. You got to do it. You got to go out there, book these guys. You know I love Resurrection. You got to make sure you book Soulja GP and Omen Black. Omen Black and Soulja GP right now, figuratively and literally, are the two most dominant big men in this sport. They are the foundation of this sport. You must find a way to get their flight paid, whatever it is, make a deal, make it happen. Just do it. Just do it.
Come witness it live in July at Summer Bash. That's all I got to say, Resurrection.
Good enough. Good deal. Taylor Truth, I will message you after I'm off the air. We will make that happen to have you return to Sportswire Radio. Let me get to some more comments here. And yes, and boy, CCW, this is why we love CCW. CCW invading the USA. Well, you know what? You have the IMF here. So why don't we listen, you know what? I'm going to go break the fourth wall. You know, I'm really worked up. Because as the host of the Sports Report, the owner of Sportswire Radio, the voice of all wrestling, you really want to do business? You know what? We're going to really do business here. We're going to go break the fourth wall. Let's put our monies where our mouths is. Let's see an inter-country match. Let's see it here, right? We got all the dollar signs here. CCW, IMF, Foundation, whatever it is. Let's take the best. Let's take Jack Delta. Let's take Soulja, Omen, Justin Parsley. Let's take Fletch. Let's take CJ Black, whoever it is, Mr. Judgment.
Bring the Summer Bash.
Bring them all down. Let's have a match. Let's have it. Listen, CCW versus anybody else that we have here on Sportswire. Let's even make it a Sportswire Radio match. Let's make it happen.
Big Cheese Logan. That's all I got to say.
I'll tell you what. Now, that would be a match that I think I would personally like to see. The entire wrestling scene we definitely kicked that scene down. We will never forget. Amen. Jack Delta agrees. We should book a 5-on-5 Survivor Series match with the remaining UK. I think I like more than 5. CCW's got at least 15 I like. We have some others outside of CCW that I do support. But yes,
he's not a good guy. He's a funny guy, though.
He's a funny guy. Not
He's
a good
funny.
guy.
You're not a
Well,
good guy.
can I
You're
say
not a
one
good guy,
thing?
Jack.
Can
You're
I-
a funny guy.
Can I say one thing? One thing though. I like Jack Delta with that hair rather than the hair I saw him in XCW.
He's a good kid.
I'm just saying, I would love to see Jack Delta bring back that hair. That's all. I'd love to see him bring that hair. That's all.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I my hair out right now, but
yes,
That's what
see for what happened at Winter Clash. I got my head cracked open.
If everybody watched Omen's match, Omen became a babyface.
Well, you guys won the crowd over. The emotional about the fact you guys won that crowd over.
Guys became out as the faces. So now he's going to change his look. Instead of being bald, Omen heel, he's going to grow it and have.
Well, my joke is at this point, if I cut my hair, I don't think I can grow it back anymore because it took me this long to grow it. If I cut it now, I'm never going to grow it back at this point. So, but that's here nor there. Let me get to Rob Slater. You boys can talk all you want. That's exactly what we did and got whooped by you. We talked the talk. You walk the walk. Encounters episode 11 won't be no walk in the park with the boys. Wait. Time out. Hold on. Let me get this straight here. So, Encounters, episode 11, right? 2024. Is he saying something that we're supposed to know or not supposed to know on Sportswire Radio? That
we get a title shot. As you remember from Encounters 1, we earned a title shot.
Yeah, we earned it. It was we earned a title shot. We're waiting for it.
Okay, well, I guess that's going to happen.
You saying you want us to show up and show out for episode 11. So is that a challenge, Rob Slater? Are you officially challenged, letting us know when we can come get our title shot?
Screw this. Just want to do one better. When we go back to Indiana for this rematch, I don't want to tag anymore.
You don't?
Tag.
If he's challenging us, giving us our shot at episode 11, yeah. Then we want to end a hardcore 10-8 tag match. You boys want to run your mouth on our happy time right now? Nut up or shut up. Defend those titles. We'll be there for episode 11.
And we'll leave again with the tag team championships.
And this time you won't get them back.
When Omen put Matthew Forsaken through the table, that pit place went deafening loud. Great feeling. Yes, that moment when you did what you did, and then we saw the blood that was on Matthew Forsaken, and he walked off, and they showed the shot there. Whoever put that shot, I don't want to say who it was. I know who did the camera shot, and they showed Forsaken's body. I mean, that was like one of the more. I think it's one of the more memorable moments in 2023.
See, and then that's what people's got to realize. See, Forsaken's a Foundation member, and look what brother Foundation member did to his fellow brother.
I do that to my own brother.
Everybody
just
out
imagine
here.
what I do to people who are not in the Foundation.
So just imagine if we show up in Resurrection Wrestling, what we're gonna do to those guys, or we go to what is that? TF crew.
Shout out to Gabe.
They got their show next weekend, by the way. We got Hardcore and Jimmy Controversy there. I mean, how about that?
You saw what we did to the real ones. You saw what we did up in ROEW.
Mike Anarchy's wrestling there. We got Obey and Angel Santiago. I mean,
any company.
Obey is
any company.
a different type of breed. He pulled out a gun on Sportswire.
You know what? I was like, I thought I'd seen things when he put a gun out to Sportswire. For the CCW fans, you have to check the clip on my Instagram page at the Sports Report 2021 where Obey 2 weeks ago, literally on the air, pulls out a gun. He's like, just pulls out like nonchalantly. I got a gun. I mean, that's
good luck with that. Whoever's facing him, Prince. Good luck with that.
Okay, well, we'll have to see now. I was wondering here. Now, gentlemen, obviously, we've spoke a lot so far. And obviously, I mean, I don't think I've been more worked up today than my entire almost 5 years on the air. So that's certainly one thing. But would you want people to say hello to you? Would you want people to say anything? I realize it's your show tonight. It's a special moment.
We're not like certain companies that don't allow people on. You want to
Are you saying that company out of Wisconsin where certain wrestlers that they can't talk, so they don't want to come on? Is that what you're saying? Where where the owner of that company? But I want to say, actually, I want to say something on that. I love WCE. I love them. I love Liz. I love the company. I'm going to let somebody say hello in a second. We love Liz, but you know what? They basically cut themselves off Sportswire for like no reason for like 3 months. I mean, seriously, like they cut themselves off the air for no reason because you came on here the show. They came on Omen, and this is what I said in my intro, that you guys figuratively and literally have given nightmares to people, especially to one that was considered a backyard nightmare time and time again. You made some of the most memorable appearances on Sports by Radio this year, and their company, almost like Austin in 2002, took their ball and went home for no reason. We wanted them on SportsWire. We with no reason.
Listen,
We're gonna say nothing on that because we
like Macho Man said in the 80s. It is what it is.
It is what it is, and we love WCE. That company we love. We love obviously the company there. Soulja from Big Tex. All I can say, watching you as a fan, you guys deserve this Hall of Fame. I want to bring somebody on. We haven't brought him on.
You the man, baby. Woo!
Well, you know what though? He's got to get up from the Judgment Slams. You know what? He got Judgment Slammed heard around the world, so he's got his own issues to worry about. So he needs to be nice tonight.
You can always contact a great team to come help him.
We're hitting
I want to bring somebody on that hasn't been on in a while, and he wants to say hello. He wants to give his flowers to you guys. Obviously, we affectionately call him our coach of Sportswire Radio. He'll one day be in this Hall of Fame. We're going to induct him in the Hall of Fame very soon.
Our foundation brother.
And I noticed, by the way, he's been on your shows. By the way, I want to plug your YouTube page one more time, IMF Wrestling 666, because you guys had your own live stream, which, by the way, you guys did a far better job than me. So, Omen, like I said, when I get canceled for my comments tonight.
No.
When I get canceled for my comments tonight, I would definitely give more than happy to turn the baton over to you. I'll be more than happy to turn the baton to you over.
I'm just going to hire you back. All right. So.
And yes, Big Tex, I'm going to bring you back on next week. Yes. Yeah. And Jack Delta was funny. He got the message also. Yes. That was the slam heard around the world. Let me say, I'm going to actually do 2 for the price of one.
Actually, I don't know. That slam that Jack Delta did to that big boy at Encounters was pretty
I will give you this, Delta.
Yeah, that was pretty big.
I will give Delta that too, but I want the hair look in the YouTube photo again. I want to see that hair look again. Can he? No. It's an honest question. I would like to see that hair look again. I mean,
bring it back.
Why not? But let me now. Can I bring 2 people on it at once? So you want one and one?
Go ahead.
So we're
going to bring on our coach. We're going to induct into the Hall of Fame. By the way,
hello.
And somebody else that wants to say something, and he's one of the people in WC that could talk. That actually can be able to hold a conversation. Nicholas Crenson, the Baba Yaga. By the way, John Wick reference there for us, Nicholas Crenson. Fellas, happy belated New Year. We have a New Year's Eve show live tomorrow, 10 o'clock to who the hell knows where. I might see some of you guys, I'm sure, on that. But you're going to be on. Maybe Nicholas Crenson, you can come on and say hi and talk wrestling. But what do you want to say to the 7th and 8th members of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame in Omen Black and Soulja GP?
First of all, gentlemen, congratulations on being inducted in the Sportswire Hall of Fame. And also, congratulations, Omen, on becoming the first ever IMF Hardcore Champion and quite possibly having the best match in IMF history. And then congratulations, Soulja, as well, on being inducted to the Sportswire Hall of Fame and retaining your IMF World Heavyweight Championship. Also, I do want to say thank you for, another thing you guys had done, which always pleases me when I see it. But, Omen, here's vengeance. It's me, it's you, and it's Kodak Kid in another triple threat. Sadly, you're the only one who has to defend your title. And I know you feel so proud of that championship. And it's great that you feel so proud having a consolation prize. Because when you talk about what you're willing to do to your brothers, here's the thing. You know deep down, you should still be the IMF World Champion. But sadly, You lost it without getting pinned, and that happens in life. So now you got a consolation prize that you can hold up and make something of.
Wait. I gotta cut you off for a second. The hardcore championship of consolation. Wait a minute. Because in TBW, the Atomic freaking Titans, they're hardcore champion, and apparently that's the only championship that matters in that company. And he's the hardcore king. This guy's a hardcore god and holds a title right now that obviously people from all over want. And apparently, guys like he's on the radar of Jimmy Controversy, Mikey Anarchy, Mac 10. I mean, so how is the hardcore championship the first ever one when we know in places like TBW what the hardcore title means? Nicholas Cranston, we know we love you. You know you're our Baba Yaga here, like the John Wick reference. But what are you trying to imply in saying that is a consolation prize, sir?
It's simple. And yeah, it's great to have a championship. But when it comes down to it, the one title that matters to anyone in the business, anybody wrestling, is the world title. So after you've won the world title, sometimes it will feel like getting anything less is a consolation prize. But you can make that consolation prize mean something by putting on violent showcases like nobody's ever seen. And I know for a fact I am in for the bloodiest match of my life, Omen. And I expect that from you. And I expect you to try to make that belt not a consolation prize. I expect you to try to make that belt bigger than even the world title. But I know in your heart, yeah, you are always going to want to be IMF World Champion. And, who can blame you? That's what you need.
Now it's champion's time to rebuttal.
Go ahead. It's your show.
Nicholas Cranston, you want to say that my title is nothing but a consolation prize? That I want to be world champion. What you said has some truth in it. Yeah, I didn't get pinned to lose my world title, but I lost the match still. And there's no one better to lose my title to than to a brother. And luckily, I had 3 of them in that match. But you want to down talk my title so much, it being not as prestigious as the world title. No, it may not be to someone like snowflakes like you.
Ooh.
But to me, this is my world title. The world of hardcore, the world of extreme. This is the title you want to be. This is the title you want to have in my world. Now, Cranston,
He's coming to your world.
Now, Cranston, January 20th, you're not going to be stepping in the ring with Sean Joby or Kodak Kid or James Marshall. Hell, you're not going to have Vector by your side. The only thing you're going to have January 20th is a referee to pull me off your lifeless body. And that's all you ever have.
Ooh, that's why you want to follow the IMF on YouTube at IMF Wrestling 666. Omen Black on TikTok, Omen Black 666. Omen Black IMF on Instagram, Iowa Midwest Federation Wrestling on Facebook for tickets about the venue January the 20th. New Year's Vengeance in a 400-seat venue. Let me repeat. A 400-seat venue, not a 40-seat venue, not a 140-seat venue, a 400-seat venue. Be there or be square, or you will be canceled like that guy we mentioned earlier in the show who is going to basically be forever blacklisted on Sportswire.
Let me say one more thing.
You can say anything you want.
Last time I checked, I was successful at Winter Clash. What about you?
That's a good question. That's an excellent question. Excellent question.
Yeah, Crimson, you were in the match to crown the #1 contender for the world title.
The 3 of us, me, Soulja, and you, we were the only ones facing indie stars. I won. He won. What about you? I can tell you what happened. You couldn't cut it.
And then you see January 20th, I get to beat the guy that beat you.
You're welcome.
I'm not thanking you. I'd have beat both of you. It didn't really matter, but Omen gets to take you out. But the fact of the matter is,
if anyone's getting a thanks around here, it's Adley Ultra. Because now I get to give you a taste of what you saw when you faced off against me and him with Sean Joby.
Oh.
How's the back feeling from those texts, by the way?
Nicholas,
how's the scars from the light tube?
I gotta cut you off for a second, and the coach. I have somebody here breaking that has a few minutes and actually wants to say something to you guys. He's a fellow Hall of Famer, and he's a real one. He's the third member of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame, and he's got something to get off his chest. You saw him at Encounters Episode 1. You were supposed to see him at Winter Clash 14 days ago, but he is now here. It is the first real wrestler, Mr. Justin Parsley. Champ, we just saw you. We hope you come right back on because there we are. He's trying to surprise us there. Oh, you
See
had
the
us
name on the marquee,
listening,
boys. How we doing, gentlemen?
Are you at a truck stop?
I'm at a truck stop. Could you tell?
Oh, boy. You know, those truck stops. We love those truck stops on Sportswire. Right in the middle of
They're
nowhere,
different.
but that's how we do it on Sportswire.
I forgot my damn dog, though. Would you believe it?
What brand of cigarettes you smoking, by the way? What brand?
Marlboro Lights.
Oh,
But
boy.
don't do it. It's a bad habit. It's a bad habit.
That's okay. That's okay. But how are you? Congratulations, I guess. In Hall of Fame. You want to congratulate Omen and Soulja? You have anything to say to the guys?
Yeah,
Put my
absolutely.
belt down and listen to the real one. Come on. Yeah.
From an original Hall of Famer to some newfound Hall of Famers, I just want to say congratulations. Congratulations, boys. Welcome to the club. Welcome to my Hall of Fame. And it's great to have you a part of it. I will build you your own wing because you need it the way you're built.
Oh, my Lord.
Isn't your Hall of Fame? It is mine. It's my show. I pay Tom for this show.
Your show, my Hall of Fame. Your show, my Hall of Fame.
How's your body feel?
Let me ask
A
you
lot
this. Are
better
any of you
a
guys,
few days
no
removed. Yeah,
disrespect
weeks
to
removed. And I saw where Rob Slater was challenging you guys, and I just want to make it official. If you guys have the audacity and the cojones to show back up in Shelbyville, Indiana for an ass whooping that you have ignited and lighted inside of us,
Where have
then
you
you're
been?
more than welcome.
So when we take those titles on episode 11 and we come back to Iowa with them, you're not going to get them back. See, we were nice. We sent them back to you. Now, we don't have to next time because we're going to beat the hell out of you and take them.
You won't have to next time because we're going to beat that ass and retain
He
them.
went to management. Oh, I don't have my title anymore. The only thing that makes me relevant.
Your management kept calling our management. That's the only reason why I sent them back because they got tired of listening to you guys whine.
Well, my management actually sent like Captain Jackson Law to go do his fucking job, but he
didn't.
on the way.
Well, you know
He
what?
grabbed them on the way
Might
back.
be
Yeah,
a good
through.
time to break the news. Speaking of
Here's Jason
XCW, real
Hasbin.
quick, I got XCW news. Thursday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Justin Parsley, a man that you had took those tag team championships from Unholy, DJ Wilbert is going to be here live. He's going to get a lot off his chest. He wants to talk all things XCW. He's got something to say about you and the Essential One, Rob Slater. And then this weekend also, speaking of Law, Jackson Law returns live for Sportswire Radio. The law of the land is here, and he's got a lot to get off his chest. He's requested a microphone. XCW coverage returns to Sportswire Radio Thursday night.
The one thing you don't know still, Justin Parsons, I don't think management knows yet. You have a wolf in sheep clothes there in XCW. There's a foundation, brother, among all of you.
Well,
he's
management should just
waiting.
keep their all management has to do is keep their eyes open and watching those Facebook timelines, and they can see exactly what the hell you boys are plotting.
I hope management is, because, Venom, we know we lost confidence in him, and he's been out the door as general manager. Fletch said he's going to fight for him. We're obviously going to see New Year's Day. We're going to have Fletch's show return with Miano Diaz as a guest on it. But, I mean, Mr. Parsley, you know how much I love this company, and we saw what happened to you and Rob Slater. I mean, I asked you this question. You came on the show a couple of weeks ago. Can we still have faith in management, though?
I think we have faith in management with Venom removed. I think that we
point.
have faith in management. We have faith in the real ones to retain those XCW championships and keep them.
Where was that faith that Encounters won?
Sorry. Justin, you're like the Big Show. When you come on, you just gotta go take a piss. So I'm gonna go take a leak.
Well, at least he wasn't Sid WrestleMania 13, because we don't want to say what Sid did on WrestleMania 13, because he famously did a number 2 right before his match in the ring against The Undertaker. And it was kind of really embarrassing. So we don't want to at least go that far.
Well, this is their night. I don't want to outshine them. I got to get back inside and do my real job.
Well, you're a real one. But you're a real one. Listen.
So you got to go process them hookers at the truck stop.
That's where we're
You're a real one in the Hall of Fame. They're a foundation in the Hall of Fame. You can follow Justin Parsley on all platforms at Parsley's, XCW Shelbyville, XC Wrestling 1 on Twitter, XC Shelbyville on YouTube, also XC Shelbyville on YouTube, where you can watch Encounters episodes like episode 1. Also, real quick before I let you go, Justin, Rob Slater wants to say, listen up, boys. Greatness is speaking to you. Listen to what he has to say. He's a 2-time Hall of Famer, so you might want to listen up. XCW Encounters, episode 11, Tornado Tag, no DQ for the Tag Team Championship. Now you get the real side of the real ones. Have you guys inflamed the real ones and kept the real side of them out here, Soulja and Omen, or what?
Like they're an STD. Man, we're not worried about the real ones. Regardless of what you have, listen.
Last time I checked, we're your guys' first loss.
And neither one, I saw the look in your guys' face from the moment we came into the ring. You knew you fucked up. You can't beat us. You can't beat us, man. We are 200 pounds bigger than you.
We haven't lost.
Hey, huge bitch.
We haven't lost since Foundation even started.
Yeah, and we're not going to lose.
Last time I checked, you guys
we're walking away
Hey.
XCW with the tag team champions. And there's nothing you can do about it this time, because we'll be actually the tag team champions.
Don't sing it. Don't sing it
certainly
and bring it, boys, okay? One last thing I want to say before I go. Let me have my time.
Absolutely.
Don't text. Don't call me. If it ain't about that money, just don't involve me. You understand? Yeah.
Wow, that was quick. Justin Parsley's.
He's the type of guy that'll run his mouth and then get off real fast so we can't rebuttal.
But at least it was better than like a how can I put this? A Tyler Ark show on Sportswire, or a
That's a style.
He's got a comment. Would you like me to read off his comment? I mean, Chris Craven, I'm sure.
All he does is duck me, but he doesn't duck his comments.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Omen Black, I know you think I'm scared of you, but honestly, you don't have anything I need. But wait a minute. But Soulja GP, you definitely have something I need? What does that mean there? What do you think that means?
Skip.
I mean,
It's like his poor way of
what do I
challenging.
Are you kidding me?
That sounds like a poor way of challenging Soulja for his title. That's what that sounds.
are we sure of that, though? I mean, does that sound like a challenge to you, gentlemen? It almost sounds like, I don't know.
Desperation. That's what it sounds like. Desperation.
So he
lost
ducked
his
me
big
and
sister
goes after my tag team
let's ask a
partner.
question. Let's ask a legitimate question here, as we're here right now with Soulja GP, Omen Black, the 7th and 8th members of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame, our real Chris Craven, the coach of Sportswire Radio, who will be inducted into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame sometime in 2024, and Nicholas Crenson, also an inductee at some point in 2024. We'll induct you. I'll figure the day out. You're going to get inducted. I'm going to induct you guys. I'm fired up right now. At this point, I'm fired up right now, Nicholas Crenson. You probably heard my monologue at some point in the show where I basically literally honest failures basically hulked up against a number of different imposter wrestlers out there. But obviously, I mean, Craven Rage, though, has had a horrible time of late. He lost to Kodak Kid his championship. He lost the Interstate Championship match to Sean Jovi. And now he, I guess, wants to challenge Sean Jovi, but Soulja GP, but Craven Rage. I mean, who would take him seriously at this point? At one point, he was the backyard nightmare. Now it seems to me as if like he's the kid who cried wolf almost. No,
He's also got to make it past me at Summer Bash. If we don't forget, if nobody forgets,
That is true.
I know that match is a Summer Bash, but hold on. I have something that he needs. So is that he's coming at? So is that a challenge? Is he trying to throw a challenge out?
well, maybe he wants to, obviously.
Because
maybe
I accept all
maybe he
challenges.
wants
I
to
actually, you know what? But maybe it sounds to me like maybe he needs your Hall of Fame certificate. Is that what he wants? I mean, that's maybe he wants the
But
certificate.
then
I
he
don't
can
know.
go after Omen for his. He's number 7. I'm number 8.
Right? Good question.
Maybe he just wants a hug, gentlemen.
And maybe he wants to take
Maybe he
yours
needs
because he
one.
knows he's beneath me. That's what it is.
Listen, if he's
Oh no!
trying
Wait!
to
I know what it is. I know exactly what this is, and y'all are gonna love
If
this.
he's
What he
trying to
needs-
challenge me,
Hold on, wait, Soldier, hold on. You're gonna love this. What he needs? He said he needs this. He needs recognition from his idols.
I like that. Recognition from idols.
He needs recognition
But
from his
listen,
idols.
if he's coming after me and he wants to challenge me, I'll make him regret not challenging my partner. So he might want to think about that before he does that. Because that makes me feel like he thinks he can take me because he's ducking my partner. But now
But how do we
you know what?
take Craven Rage at face value at this point? Kodak Kid couldn't get the job done against him. Sean Jovi couldn't get the job against him. And obviously, if that's the case, I mean, but speaking of people that also wants to say hello and congratulate you guys, he's a foundation member. Speaking of Craven Rage, he was very successful against him. He was the WCE Wrestler of the Year. He arguably might be the most beloved wrestler, I think, of Sportswire Radio the past 2 years. One of our all-time favorites. Definitely somebody we will induct into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
It is none other than the resident rock star himself, Sean
Foundation rock star.
Jovi. The champ is here. Had to give that
What
to you.
is up? Appreciate it, Tom. Appreciate it.
So what do you want to say here for a few minutes?
Well, first off, congratulations, Soulja and Omen, for being inducted into the Hall of Fame. Very, very awesome of you guys. You guys deserve it. You guys are reigniting wrestling, not just in the backyard, but in now indie semi-pro scene as well. So I couldn't be prouder to be a foundation member and be part of this
Goddamn
journey
right.
with you guys. So congratulations. Also, I heard I don't have an opponent for this new resolution.
New Year's Vengeance. New Year's
Vengeance.
Let's see, one
I'm
day
so-
from today, by the way.
Yeah, I know that. I just couldn't remember the name of the show.
You're Sean Jovi. It's okay. You get a pass.
Yeah, he's the
Yeah.
Hey, he's the foundation rock
He's been
star.
hanging out with Dirty Donnie too much.
Yeah, he's been hanging out with
Yeah.
He's not hanging out with Darkfire anymore. That's for sure. That's what we know.
You're
Wicked
goddamn right.
ref.
He's been
Woo!
he's been hanging out a lot with Steel Panthers. I saw the picture.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
And where
That picture's
in the
coming
world
out
is
tomorrow,
Sean
by
Jovi?
the way.
You know, Sean Jovi, I was going to say where in the world is Sean Jovi, but you're here, so I don't have to go in the puzzle and look for you.
My only
Nope, I
question
came
is,
out of my
where's-
puzzle today.
I had one guy that wants my belt, but I know what? I issued a challenge to someone who wants to keep my name in his mouth when he comes on the Sportswire. I'm not talking Craven Rage. I'm not talking Atomic Titan. I'm talking the all-out champion of WCE, Kodak Kid. Now, as you see, I challenged him legitly on the IMF page, and I tagged Sportswire in it. Now, where is the all-out champion, Kodak Kid?
Couldn't tell you, but obviously
Gentlemen,
he's not down with the foundation.
Well, that's obvious. We can see that.
Well, Joey, if you could do me a favor, since you're WCE still, kind of, why don't you send your all-out champion the link to Sportswire?
I could. Do you want me to?
if anybody hasn't seen the comments, Craven Rage is definitely challenging you.
Let me bring it up. Yes, I'm definitely throwing out the challenge to Soulja GP and Omen Black. I definitely have not forgot about you. And Chris Craven, I face people who are relevant, and that matters. Ooh, Coach, what do you say to that? He's calling you not relevant. He's
The
calling
funny
you.
thing is, well, no disrespect to the Sportswire Hall of Famers that are on here tonight and those have come before.
Sure.
I actually am a wrestling Hall of Famer. I am a BEWA Hall of Famer.
BEWA, yep.
Okay, to a class of 2013. And I'm telling you right now, you keep using that word relevant, Rage, you're going to find out how relevant I am. You're going to go to school and you're going to learn a complete education of what wrestling really is.
Just like Anthony Steele at Summer Bash with Chris Craven.
Who?
I think Chris Craven's got a point. Yes, you got a point. Craven needs a wake-up call.
Gentlemen, I've wasted enough time with Craven Rage. He's going to find out at Summer Bash when he shows up who the fuck I really am and how relevant I am. But tonight isn't about Craven Rage and him and all his lost titles and his depression. Tonight is about Soulja and Omen. I got on here, gentlemen, because I wanted to say something to you about your last show. Judging from the fact, just off the base of the fact that, I've worked indie cards, I've worked underground, backyard, I've worked all kinds of different cards you can think of. You guys had a very good production value of the show. Everything flowed. Camera work was awesome. Match work was awesome. Your lighting, your fans were into it from start to finish. The production value of the entire show was on point, and I just wanted to give you guys respect for that. That was really good that you guys were able to not only put on a show of that production value from opening bell to the last bell, you guys were able to keep everyone interested from minute one all the way up to the last second.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that
yeah.
And I think that is incredible for any backyard organization or underground organization to do, because it's not easy to pull that off and keep everyone interested the entire time. You guys pulled it off. And I told you guys this privately on the phone that I thought the production value of that show was off the hook. Kudos to both of you. Respect to both of you.
Now, who does that? Listen, now think about that for a second. People now forever are going to see that this is a real thing. I mean, WWE doesn't even have a physical Hall of Fame. Not to cut you off, Coach, into the comments here, but we actually have a Hall of Fame that's actually recognized with who you guys are. And I'll probably show up some of the other ones here in a second as well, because we have now 8 of them.
Hey, Craven, we appreciate all that you're saying to us. Like, we thank you, and we talked, like, personally, on a personal level, we talked, and man, it's a humbling experience. Like, that whole winter class, it was a humbling experience to show that what we're putting into our city, our town, and people coming out and having a great time from start to finish. Like, it was
really good. I mean, that's good. You see the attitude who you were just sitting there expressing about how you guys appreciate that. There are a lot, and I want you to remember this, because when I first came on this show, Tom, you and I dug deep into the experiences of wrestling and stuff. There's a lot of people that get to perform in front of audiences, and they forget the appreciation of being able to do that. They take it for granted.
Mm-hmm.
So don't ever forget that. You guys got more indoor venues. You got more in front of crowd shows coming up. Keep knocking them out of the fucking park. And maybe one day, yours truly will show up and experience it with you, gentlemen. I'd love to.
That sounds like fun.
Hey, that challenge is still out there, Craven.
Oh, no, I understand. I'm still working on that. I got to wait till March, though, before I give an answer, man. Got to wait till them taxes are done. But I'm going to bring Todd with me when I do come. I'm going to have to kidnap his ass from New York.
We'll see Tom at Summer Bash.
Yes, we will. And speaking of other ones, here we have Justin Parsley's certificate. He was here. He actually messaged me. He wanted to see a certificate on the screen, and we wanted to do that there. But
By
Rob
myself,
Slater
you
would
know,
like
I
to
take
say
it
before
hard.
I leave to train some more, I'll leave you with this. Congrats on being inducted in the Hall of Fame. 15 minutes of fame before we end the undefeated streak of the foundation. Did you hear that, gentlemen? What he just said? The Essential One, Rob Slater? Did you just hear this?
It's only because we ended his undefeated streak as tag team champions, or the real ones in general.
Yeah. The best thing. Okay, listen. Encounters when we wrestled them. My favorite moment of that match is when he refused to get into the match, so I had to swing him into the match. He runs his mouth, but towards the end of that match, he was scared to get into the ring. After we whooped his ass for 10 minutes.
Well,
he was scared
let
to
me
get
ask you a
into the
question
ring.
on that. Obviously, it was a very, very one-sided match. The real ones had been very successful up to that point. They had defeated a similar team to you guys, in Mitchell Maverick and Julian Voigt Jacobs, who was on the show a few weeks ago. And do you think it's possible that maybe those guys and Slater and Parsley had got a little bit distracted in the fact that the same night they got inducted into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame and the XCW Hall of Fame?
You said something that's completely wrong, Tom.
Okay, tell me why I'm wrong.
This team that they faced before us,
Yes.
you said they're like us. No one's like us.
Okay.
No one. Ask Sean Jovi. No offense, my brother, but before you joined the foundation, you and Crenson found out the hard way.
You did. Yep.
We did.
ROW found out the hard way. XCW found out the same way as the rest of them.
DKW found out the hard way.
You want to say anything, Sean Jovi? Anything on your mind that you want to add about your match coming up at New Year's Vengeance?
Yeah.
Certainly. Let's talk
Yeah.
about it for 2 minutes.
Well, no one's opened up his issue to challenge to me, so let me just do this. Open challenge once again. I might as well. I might as well keep going while I'm hot,
Foundation right there.
Yeah, that's taking.
I'm a fighting champion, so let's just throw another open challenge out there. He can be indie, he can be yard, he can be from Indiana, he can be from anywhere. I don't give a crap. Open challenge, let's go.
I have an idea for you, gentlemen.
And that's why he's part of the foundation.
It's a new Sean Jovi almost.
That's why he's our resident rock star.
Yeah.
Well, you need a rock star to sell out a venue, a 400-seat venue, and that's what rock stars do. Rock stars go out there and sell out venues, and Sean Jovi is going to be a part of it.
Hey, last month I saw 200-plus faces and rocked them all right? This month it's going to be 400.
And
400.
After that, it's going to be 500. Then it's going to be 600. Then it's going to be even 1,000 at one point. Because look at where the IMF started. Look at where they
maybe it will be 1 million.
I would say, you know what?
Hey, there ain't that many people in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, but I like where you're going with that.
But they are around the world. They are around the world. And you know what? Right now, the IMF, I want people to follow them on YouTube at IMF Wrestling 666. Check them out on IMF_Wrestling on Instagram, Iowa Midwest Federation Wrestling on Facebook. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice of all wrestling, because all wrestling matters here. And the owner of Sportswire Radio, the #1 global radio station here, to celebrate, that's right, to celebrate the 7th and 8th members of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame, the boogeyman of the Midwest, the hardcore god, the first ever IMF hardcore champion of the world, Omen Black, and the 8th member of the Hall of Fame, the popular heel monster, the IMF World Heavyweight Champion, Soulja GP, also from the BWA Hall of Fame. He is the real Chris Craven, the coach of Sportswire Radio, and the man that is making wrestling great again, because he is great. He is the rock star, not only of the foundation of WCE, the IMF, but of Sportswire Radio, and we're going to break it here in February 2024, that first week of February 2024, to be inducted into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame, the Interstate Openweight Champion, the 2023 WCE Wrestler of the Year, the resident rock star, Sean Jovi. Congratulations, champ. You're going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame the first week of February 2024. It's your moment. Congratulations. You're going to go into the Hall of Fame.
Hey, that's my birthday's February 5th, so that's pretty awesome.
That, and that's why I'm going to induct you the first week of February, because my crack staff
Thank you
has
so
been around
much.
for 5 years. Yep. You're going to be inducted the first week of February. Congratulations.
Who you got
Appreciate
for
that, my
January?
friend.
Because mine's in January.
What day are you though? What day?
Oh, my birthday is January 6th.
Well, how about after January 6th?
It's fine. I was being stupid.
Well, you
I actually have an idea for
Sure.
Soulja and Omen. Let me take a step back here. You said all over the world. Who was threatening? You guys were coming up with these ideas about a 5-on-5 tag match?
Yes,
who was
we have
that
a
with?
company. We have a company that's in the UK that we love, by the way, in Colory Community Wrestling, I call them. And
Okay.
they have a slew of stars, by the way. And this is a
Right.
company in the UK. I want people to follow on Facebook. They have almost 5,000 members in their Facebook group. Colory Championship Wrestling, also Carnage Championship Wrestling, Coming Out Wrestling. They are awesome. And we were talking about maybe some of their guys against some of our guys on Sportswire Radio. Could be anybody.
Well,
So, yeah.
I have an idea for that. See, back a long time ago, I was a part of an organization. We had what was called the Iron Fist match.
Okay.
Now, an Iron Fist match was a 6-on-6. It was a 6-on-6, no holds barred tornado tag. But the elimination is elimination process, and the pins could only happen in the ring. So no holds barred, elimination, tornado tag, 6-on-6.
What? That sounds dope. That sounds awesome.
It's called the Iron Fist match. And whoever won it, we had different prizes, championship, or acknowledgments for whoever each year who won that match, what they got. It would either be for the tag titles, or it would be for some sort of bragging rights. But it was called an Iron Fist match, 6-on-6, no holds barred, elimination style, tornado tag.
I know we're 2 of those 6, so I don't care who our partners are, but we'll gladly be 2 of those 6.
And I just thought that idea might be relevant if you're looking for a really good, multiple,
Are you talking about the Hall of Fame, Jovi? Yeah, the Hall of Famers will be going.
Yeah, well, I am more than interested. I am game as hell, man.
I mean, you're talking about a chaos theory of a match. There's no tags, anything goes, elimination style.
Chaos conspiracy.
You're speaking our level. You're speaking our language. You said no tags, no disqualifications,
No rules.
no rules.
Tornado
I like
tag,
that.
tornado
We're
tag process,
down, bro. We're down.
tornado
Doesn't matter
tag,
who our
and
partners
elimination process.
Tom,
Let me pull up
the guys in
Craven
the
Rage.
UK. Let's book
I got a comment from Craven Rage. And by the way, Sean Jovi, if it works for your schedule, I believe February 3rd is a Saturday. That's the evening we're going to induct you in the Hall of Fame. You heard it here first.
February 3rd.
Yeah.
February.
Oh, yeah.
You damn straight. But Craven Rage, the one-time backyard nightmare, the man that may have nightmares of Omen Black, certainly. Soulja GP, I'm coming for you January 20th. And once I'm done with you, Omen Black, you're next. And then I'll come after your puppet, Sean Jovi, for that Interstate Championship. But you just lost to him, though. You just lost to him 2 weeks ago.
Back of the line, baby.
Am I reading
Back
that
of the
right?
line.
Hey, in that Iron Fist match, put Craven on the UK's team.
No, they don't want it. They want to win. They want to win. They don't want to put
Now,
him on
is
the
our 100% Dirty Donnie still in the comments?
Yes, Foundation first.
Okay,
Yeah.
Dirty, listen to me now. Make it official. It's not just me. Now I want to whoop his ass because now I feel offended that he thinks he can beat me. So
I'm
No one
still
beats the
surprised that he
Foundation.
threw off Omen.
not only am I going to fight Adley Ultra on January 20th, but I want you to add Craven Rage into this match.
Wait. Can we do that, Dirty Donnie? Can we make that official?
Come on, Dirty. I know you're in the comments.
Come on, Dirty.
Triple threat match.
And while we
Me,
do
Adley-
that, Ethan wants to congratulate you, Omen Black, on the Hall of Fame. You deserve it. Yes, he definitely deserves it. And hope we like. And by the way,
You
Dirty
jealous
says, so
over
you
here?
want triple threat?
Yes, I want a triple threat.
No,
I defend my title. It doesn't matter who you are,
Yes,
what company you're from. You can be from XCW, you can be from ROEW, you can be from GTS, you can be to any company. You want to come through and try to take my belt, it doesn't matter. I open the challenge to anybody. So yes, make it a triple threat so I can beat the hell out of Craven Rage for Omen Black.
Hold on. Only if he shows his cowardly face on Sportswire, though.
Yeah, come on Sportswire and challenge me like a man, not through words.
We sent him the link. We sent him the week. By the way, while we do that, though, Dirty Donnie wants to make it official that it's going to be done, that this is a triple threat match. So no matter what, the Backyard Nightmare is going to be in this match, included for that IMF World Heavyweight Championship.
But he has to come on. He has to come on here and challenge me like a man.
Well, I do want to say that in a few minutes to come on that actually wants to congratulate you guys. I am going to bring him on. Mr. TBK, he's had you on his podcast. He wants to say hello and congratulate you guys. I'm going to give him that opportunity. So I'm going to let him have his time to congratulate you.
Guy.
James Taylor, yes, the Baltimore guy. James Taylor says hello. He says congratulations, y'all. Yep, we saw that the Nemesis Sessions has returned. So we're going to
Taylor still exists? Oh, shit.
Yeah, I haven't heard that name in ages.
No, he's back. No, he's alive. He's been back. He's been on a couple of Instagrams with Joshua Allen, the Atomic freaking Titan. No, he's definitely back. He's back.
Not that Steel guy, right?
Who? Who? Well, I thought he's in WWE, right? I thought we're going to see him. He's the guy that's
he's mopping your
January
toilet.
1st. That's the guy January 1st, right? They're talking about, you want to talk wrestling tomorrow? That's the guy that they said, former champion, that's not on the current roster, that's going to appear. That's going to be that guy, right? The guy that got wait, it's even better. The guy that got blacklisted from like every company he's been in, right? That's the guy.
Yeah, he's been cleaning Tom Pritchard's fucking toilets from venue to venue.
Yeah, that's him. That's the guy. Also, he looks like Zac Efron. Well, I did see Iron Claw, by the way. Iron Claw, people should go out and see it.
Lord.
I'm going to bring him on because he wants to say hello. He wants to congratulate you guys. He's the host of the B-Boy Talkative podcast. That's Mr. TBK. Buddy, how you doing? So I know you messaged me and you were worked up, and I know a lot of people were worked up. How are you out there, my friend?
As much as I love seeing my certificate on the screen, can we pull that off? Because with everybody, I can barely see anybody.
Okay, hold on. You gotta give me a second.
Yeah, I appreciate you showing them, but like
1 second, 1 second. There we go.
I'm
just learning. You gotta give me a chance, guys. I'm just learning. People wanted to see the certificates, but there we go.
Evening, boys. How's everybody doing?
What's going on, man?
Excellent.
How's it going, TBK?
Oh, dude, it's going. I'll tell you what. Tom is. Whoo! That boy's on fire tonight, ain't he?
Yeah.
I thought he was going to challenge.
I like this.
Hey,
I saw the
I thought he was going to challenge Josh Stone to a match.
I wouldn't waste my time. I wouldn't waste my time with him.
Yelling.
He's a snowflake. He wouldn't even want to go out there and compete. He'd book himself to win because he booked himself to be a world champion of a company that was folding. I mean,
I'll do the booking.
Tom's sitting there yelling. It took everything I had not to spike my own damn phone. I got bad form. I'm like, wait, shit, I can't do that. But no, just I want to come on here and say congratulations to you too, man. And I've had outside conversations with both Soulja and Omen. Had them on my show before, and look, you guys want to talk about shooting. I hear so many people come on here and shoot, but I've never heard any fan come on here and shoot. So I'm going to shoot from a fan's perspective.
All right, go for it.
All right, here we go.
As far as half the guys that I see come on here, Omen and Soulja, right? Like the thing that I appreciate about them the most is these guys, they are forever talking wrestling. They are forever promoting their brand. They are forever expanding. They are forever reaching out to new people, gaining numbers, gaining support. They are what represents real wrestling. They live it. They breathe it. They absolutely deserve it. For the rest of these guys that come on here, y'all are straight fucking goofy. I wouldn't pay a damn dollar to see you wrestle, much less sit around and hear you talk. Like, and it sucks that the numbers have dipped down. I wish there was still 22 people in here like you had.
I
earlier.
know. Well, you know what? I
Because-
mean, people have an attention span. I know. I hear you. You know.
Because I want people to hear it, man. Like for real. Like
But tomorrow we're going to be on live the entire evening, so
Yeah.
you're welcome
for
to
sure.
shoot
I
then.
mean, I'll be back tomorrow. I mean, I
I'll
hope,
check tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'll
I
be
probably will
on.
be
I'll
too.
be back tomorrow.
you
I
know,
gotta head off anyway, you guys.
All right, Mister. Congratulations, Sean Jovi. We'll see you tomorrow, and thank you for all you do for that match as well. And wait a minute, it's Nicholas Crenson. As Nicholas Crenson is coming here, Nicholas Crenson. I mean, what? Can he get up? Will Sean Jovi be able to make it
Hey,
to
nobody
January
told me why
20th?
Come on,
you
Sean!
It looks like Sean Jovi is passing out. We may
Shit,
need
Crimson.
medical attention. We may need medical attention here. We need help.
Don't
It
molest him,
looks like-
Pee Wee. Don't molest him.
It's one of the only people that I've beaten for a title.
Can't hear you.
And I beat him by
Can't hear you.
So,
Still can't hear you.
All right.
Kodak, I'll see you guys.
He said, see ya, Kodak. Nicholas Crenson. He said, Sean Jovi, I'll see you then. And ladies and gentlemen, Sean Jovi needs medical attention. He needs
That
help.
fucking
We're going to let
weasel.
them get off the stream. And certainly we'll see tomorrow what's left of Sean Jovi. If he's alive from that, we're going to certainly
That
see.
salamander-looking mother.
yeah, I don't know.
Everybody wants
I
to say
swear
he
to God, I thought he
clearly.
was going to drag him out to his panel van.
So obviously, we're here hanging out for a little while longer. You were saying Baltimore, Kid. I'm going to let you have the floor here for a few
Yeah,
minutes.
no.
Yeah, Baltimore. Baltimore. Come on, Baltimore.
Yes, sir. I'm coming. Yes, yeah, absolutely, coach. No problem. Yeah, Baltimore. I got you. I see it. No, man, but like I said, it's and I was saying to Josh Allen when I had him on, it seems like backyard wrestling in general has had a super resurgence. Like every time I turn around, there's a new company sprouting out somewhere. Whether or not they're credible, that's a whole different story. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing to see these guys getting the respect they deserve, because I'll tell you what, they're out there, they're busting their ass, and to go from a backyard to selling out a venue to setting up more shows with the potential to sell out bigger venues. That's a testament to their credibility right there. So good on you guys, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yep,
They had a
absolutely.
lot of practice, man. They sold a lot of
TBK! Woo!
I got myself fired up. Shit.
James Taylor wants to say that he thought TBK respected me as well. I think the ultimate match is still to come. Soulja GP versus the net. Yeah, I mean, we always go through this. We love James Taylor, but
I'm still waiting to. You and I are supposed to talk wrestling, man. I'll be fucking around till next year waiting on you, James.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Well, hey, TBK, I can say the same thing about you.
Yeah, and I'm still waiting for that.
Wait a minute. What?
B versus James.
What happened?
I said, I'm still waiting on you to have me on your stuff. We spoke on the phone one night about getting on your show, Talk Wrestling. Where you went? You disappeared.
I asked you, and nothing.
I'm in here the whole time.
You've been sitting there in that same tank top waiting for me to get back to you.
Hey, no, it ain't the same one.
It's getting fiery
I
here
got-
on Sportswire.
TBK!
I got multiple, right? I was going to wear the button-up shirt for the Hall of Fame thing tonight, but these guys don't be
That's fair.
I got a question for you. I got a good one. Do you prefer backyard wrestling or wrestling with fans at a live event?
That's wrestling.
Wrestling is wrestling. I mean,
Yeah.
as long as it's good, it
The
doesn't
key
matter.
word is wrestling. No matter where it's at.
Well, I could ask, okay, how about I maybe save this guy's question? And do you like wrestling in the yard with hundreds of people viewing it on YouTube, or do you like wrestling in front of 200 fans at Winter Clash or 400 at New Year's?
If I have to
I like
answer that,
women
I'll
wrestling.
wrestle anywhere. But
There you go.
wrestling in a live show and a live crowd, it really humbles you as a person. As a performer and a wrestler, it humbles you.
Yeah. Yes, it does.
I'll tell you what, I remember, playing shows and stuff and doing the little intimate events. They're cool and all. And don't get me wrong. I mean, to have any kind of crowd interaction is cool, but getting up in front of a live crowd, having that live crowd experience, there's nothing like it.
You know, when I walked out of Winter Clash and before the match, I was calling people inbred pieces of shit. I was saying horrible things to them, and they loved it. They were cheering my name the whole damn time.
Yeah, because
And
they're probably sitting there like, yes, I am.
Well, speaking of guys that want to congratulate you,
yes, I am.
I'd like to bring up his comment because he's going to be wrestling in the first match of 2024 for the ROEW Championship, which he holds. He is also, I think, a part of your foundation as well. He is the good guy, CJ Black, and he wants to congratulate you guys.
Thank you.
I'm still waiting for him to show up at Winter Clash.
And just so he knows, there's the certificate. So that's wanted to show it.
Rubbing it in his face.
No, because I think it's people want to see them. I'm actually getting messages from people that they'd like to see them, and you know.
Tom's got them things on control, and he's like, I can't wait. Here it comes. Boom.
Well, I've got 8 of them so far. So, I mean, you know, when they get to 20 or 25, that might be an issue. But Dirty Donnie wants to say, I prefer indoor in the aspect if you can have lighting and more effects, but all around, I enjoy all venues. That's a,
I was getting ready to say that to you,
IMF
Soldier and Omen. What would really be interesting, and I know you guys are going to Ohio for Summer Bash, but it would be intriguing to be able to have an indoor 3-day venue for Summer Bash. I'm just saying, it would be really nice.
Are you going to help pay?
I was going to say, it's a little expensive.
I mean,
we all pitched in.
Well, fucking Craven, you're a Hall of Fame.
And you guys were right. PJ's mad. Well, I'll tell you what. You beat Jack Delta, and I'm sure we'll give you the certificate as well. So you'll like the certificate too. So we're going to induct you in the Hall of Fame as well. Let's get through everybody first. So obviously, we definitely wish you a lot of luck.
I'm getting tired of waiting for him. Every time I come on here lately.
Well, that's kind of why I'm still on the air. I thought Craven Rage was coming on. I sent him the link. I think, honestly, that's why we're kind of still here on the show. I mean,
come on, Craven Rage.
Omen, Craven will wrestle you when James talks wrestling with me.
Never?
Never. Right, never.
Well, we'll give Craven Rage a couple more minutes, and then obviously we'll see what happens. But if you want to follow the
bring James on.
In the meantime, if you want to follow the IMF, you can do that at IMF Wrestling 666 on YouTube.
Take my tie off now.
Take it off.
Craven Rage is currently cleaning all the bullshit from out the inside of his mask.
At this point, bring James Taylor on to finish off the show.
All right. So if James Taylor wants to come on, if he wants,
we need that guy over here. With him.
A few minutes because we are getting to the end of the show, and
TBK wants to ask him when he's going to talk wrestling.
Well, I'll give James Taylor if James Taylor wants to come on the show, I'll send him the link. It's up to James Taylor. If James Taylor, you're in there in the chat, and if you want to come on and share some memories for us.
I'll give WC this. At least Nicholas Crenson, it's not Foundation, came onto the show and congratulated us and then challenged me.
But honestly, gentlemen, how do you feel about that pedophile, that panel van driving Pee Wee?
We're not
giving you a compliment.
John Jovi can handle himself.
We literally just saw him gang rape another man on this camera in the session.
Hey, we're not in Wisconsin, so whatever goes down there is a different story.
Whatever happens.
They got that little saying. What happens?
James Taylor wants to come on. Check your Instagram. The link is there. So if you want to say hello for a few minutes.
A lot of weird things go down in Wisconsin. Just look at that one Jeffrey guy. Weird shit.
Who, Dahmer?
Oh, shit.
Yikes.
Aren't the Packers like the only team in football that's actually owned by the people of the state or something like that?
Look at Craven Rage. I mean,
Hey, hold on. Hey, isn't the story for Ed Gein, the backstory of Texas Chainsaw Man? Isn't that from Wisconsin too? Isn't that Wisconsin?
It might be.
I don't know. I wouldn't doubt it.
It might be. Cheeseheads, man. Yeah, I guess. I mean, it could be. And we'll have to see. So we're waiting for James Taylor. James, I sent you the link. He just got the link. Okay, so James Taylor, we're going to bring him on. And he's here now with us live. He is the host of the Nemesis Sessions. He is also on YouTube with his massive following. And that is, he's here and he's ready.
Before you say anything.
Okay.
Set it up. Set it up, TBK. We got you back. Get him.
James, it's nice to see you. About fucking 2 weeks late.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right, buddy. How are you?
I've been better.
I'm still waiting for you to react to my match. They're gonna do a
you were supposed to
video
do
reaction
weekends
to
ago.
Winter Clash.
2 weekends ago.
I got them downloaded. If you bear with me, I just got done burying a loved one about 3 days.
I'm actually all seriousness. I'm
very
my
sorry.
absolute
Yeah, I'm
gratitude.
sorry, man.
You're good.
sorry,
You're
bro.
good.
If there's anything that I can do, let me know off the air, please.
No, you're good. You're good. It is what it is. We're fine now. But Soulja GP, congratulations nonetheless for being inducted, and proud of you guys. If it means anything, I do watch y'all. You know that, and support y'all. This is out of character. I'm a humble guy, and hey, you never know. Maybe I'll get. I really want to have those matches still. I want to have a match with both of you guys one day. And if it happens, it happens. We'll go from there. But nonetheless, great show that y'all had with your venue. I really dug that. I really liked it. And it's a little bit different wrestling in front of people than it is wrestling in a backyard with 5 people or 10 people. And it kind of makes you feel a little more out of your shell, but like you're floating and you don't feel nothing and you're just happy and you're having fun. So, yeah, congratulations.
Hope you feel better there. You sound like you're a little under the weather as well. I mean, I know a lot of people are getting sick right now. Hope you feel better there, my friend.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to also say one thing for CJ Black. I just want to say on Ethan. Ethan's okay. He's from the UK. He's from the good side of things on CCW. So just address him with a little bit okayness there, because he is with our friends in CCW. They are big supporters of our CCW.
Can we see these comments?
Just want to say one thing though. CCW, please, the one company in the UK that we love on Sportswire. So we want to make that clear. The one company that we still love. So let's treat them with all the respect that we can. Excuse me, Omen Black. What would be the favorite match that you had? I know it's not Craven Rage because it never happened. I know it can't be Craven Rage because it's never happened, that match.
What's your favorite match?
I think my favorite match has to be the one at Winter Clash. I would say the one with me and Dark Crown at Rage in the Cage, or the second encounter with Matthew Forsaken. But as I can truly say right now, my match with Damian Saint and Matthew Forsaken at Winter Clash was hands down my favorite. Because it just had a lot more realism into it. People that are watching thought like this is a real fight between 3 men trying to kill each other. And that's... I loved it. Now, behind the character, yeah, do I feel bad for putting Matthew Forsaken through a glass table? Absolutely. In character, he fucking deserved it.
He didn't Windex that fucking glass table properly, so you had to put him through it.
What's that?
I said he didn't Windex that glass table properly, so you had to put him through it. Because he missed the spot?
You could say that.
I will say, when that thing exploded, it was like, man, like my friend, she caught pictures of the before, and she has him up, and then the next picture is like him going through it, and you just see all the glass, like the explosion and the smoke from the light tubes, just like consume them. Very, very cool to see up close in person. I'm just gonna say that. Like,
I was told
that
by a bunch of my peers and the fans are watching Match of the Night. It was the greatest match they saw.
I think the fan reaction, I mean, the way it was, I mean, I don't even know how Soulja and Deceive went out there and followed it up. I mean, what you guys went through.
They did it, though. They followed it up right up to it.
Well, they
that was
did
a very entertaining match to watch.
And that's why if you haven't watched the match, Ethan, you need to do it on YouTube at IMF Wrestling 666. And while you're at it, also go to Taft Taylor on YouTube. Go out and follow this man, James Taylor, the legendary Nemesis. The Nemesis sessions have returned. There was a show earlier this week. There are more shows in the way. You need to support this man. He's also on TikTok. He is also going to be in 2024 at some point inducted into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. I know we didn't do it yet, but in 2024, we got 366 days. I'm sure you'll be a part of it for sure. I promise you we'll do that. But he is a legend. He's got almost 100,000 followers out there between his two platforms. Support this man, Ethan. He's also been in there with a number of legends in TBW. He knows firsthand what the Prophet Jay Wild's going to do, because in the main event of the season finale, as TBW goes Hollywood, it's going to be the Nature Boy, Gage Flair against the Prophet Jay Wild, and Taft Taylor, James Taylor himself. The Tyrant King wrestled him. So definitely, Ethan, go out and support the IMF. Go out and support James Taylor. Also, TBK, the Baltimore Kid. The Baltimore Kid. Check out his podcast, the Be More Talkative Podcast. Chris Craven, check him out. Facebook. Give him a friend request on Facebook. Chris Warburton. Make sure you support this man. Support these people. This is what wrestling is all about. All wrestling matters. And also New Year's Eve, where Dick Clark used to rock in New Year's Eve. I know Ryan Seacrest kind of does it, but not the same flair. But we're going to do it once again this year on Sportswire Radio, starting 10 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow. So if you want to pop on, you want to shoot the breeze, you want to talk wrestling, you want to talk whatever else is on your mind, I'm going to be here all night long like Lionel Richie. You come on down, you hang out, you have something to say. I'll invite you in the chat. And that's what we're doing here.
The coach will definitely be here with you.
We're going to have some people here. But, gentlemen, as we're ending toward the end of the show, and obviously what an honor it has been to induct you guys. It is the 7th and 8th members of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. I want to ask you a few more questions. First, I want to ask you guys, what do you want to say as your final words to your opponents coming up January 20th, New Year's Vengeance?
I'm sorry, what was that? We're moving because our phone died.
Well, we're getting to the end of the show. January 20th is coming up. New Year's Vengeance. What are your final words to your opponents?
As I wish that both my opponents were here to hear this live, but
Well, I actually have breaking news. Hold that thought, because I am actually going to have somebody to come on here to end the show. So apparently the bat signal has finally been given. Boy, management and WC, I tell you what, they really
Oh no.
They really know how to get things going. So we're about to so hold that thought. I don't have to ask you any more questions, because we're going to get right to it here very shortly. We are going to have, as we sign off, the final words here. So we're going to actually end the show with a bang. So you're going to get one of your opponents that's going to say something here, it looks like here. So we'll hold on here real quick. We sent out that bag signal, so we're going to do that to end the show. And we're here one more time. Chris Craven, the only Craven, Be More Hall of Famer, TBK, Be More Talkative Podcast, James Taylor, and we're going to my thoughts and prayers absolutely to your family. Anything I can do off the air, definitely please let me know. We are waiting for your opponent to give those final words to end the show. We are going to have somebody here from WCE, Wisconsin Wrestling Championship Entertainment from Wisconsin, Appleton. We have them. The person saying they're on their way, so give us about 30 to 45 seconds. We'll let you guys warm up there. I know you're at that rest stop there, just going to the restroom, getting ready for the coffee, getting ready for the McDonald's. I know it's getting toward that end of the show, but we're going to get that final thoughts here in real second. We're waiting very, very quickly. Hey, come on, run that 2-minute drill for that guest here. Get your butt down here. You're about an hour late. My voice is about 5%, so get on over here. I'm waiting for you. You were supposed to be here an hour ago. And just want to say, it's not Craven Rage, because the Backyard Nightmare has nightmares continued of Soulja GP and Omen Black. I guess it's Craven Rage. I guess maybe he really wanted to challenge Soulja for a match, but I'm still skeptical as to why he wanted to do that. But that's certainly his prerogative. And, we'll see if he has more success this time, because he didn't have any success against Sean Job. He's going to be inducted into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame February 3rd, 10 o'clock Eastern Time. We are waiting here for our guest to end the show. Get your butt here now to Sportswire. We are waiting for you. James Taylor, you want to say anything else before we wait for this guest here to give us the final thoughts of the show? Anything else you want to say, James Taylor?
You die a little quieter.
I'm sorry.
TBK, you want to talk wrestling? We could talk wrestling. I didn't know really that you was waiting on me, son. I remember we did our one podcast on your show. So are you wanting to go on your show again and just talk wrestling, or you want to come on my show, or both?
I have receipts. I have received. Hold on.
Receipts, you're good. You got to forgive me. I remember I'm an old man, so
No. No, you asked me to come on the Nemesis session with you, and I told you I
there
would.
you go. Okay, yeah. Well, I need some more guests, so there you go.
Well, if you need some more guests, we got a guest right now who's here. He is the WCE All-Out Champion. Has finally made his entrance after an hour delay. Kodak Kid, where have you been? Happy New Year! You are on the clock because Omen Black, it's his show. He was inducted into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame as the 7th member. What do you want to say to him? Because you were his final word. Yep, he's in the Hall of Fame, and I got proof here for you. Omen Black, Soulja GP in the Hall of Fame.
Wow.
So you're on the clock.
Hey, Kodak, you said I didn't do enough. But apparently, I did enough to get in the Hall of Fame.
Mr. Omen Black. I don't think we had the pleasure to actually meet one-on-one. So allow me to give you the honor to my name is the picture of perfection, the Kodak Kid. Congratulations on getting into the Hall of Fame, and I cannot wait for New Year's Vengeance, January 20th, where you have been gracious to invite me to come and play with you and Nicholas Crenson.
Kodak, don't feel flattered, all right? I didn't challenge you because I saw something in you. No. I challenged you because you simply have to say that I didn't do enough. Oh, thanks for... Simply say I didn't do enough. I don't do enough to get in Craven Rage's head. Well, January 20th, if you show up, you're going to see that I could do enough to the WCE All-Out Champion. And hell, since you guys don't bleed in WCE, I can promise you this. You're going to be doing a lot of that January 20th.
I love your little friend there. What's his name? Jesus. Oh, wow. You're really coming out to play, aren't you, Omen? You know what? I'll tell you what, man. I will be there. I'll be in the triple threat. I'll be your guy. I'll bleed all over your ring. I'll have you bleed all over your ring. I'll have Nicholas Crenson bleed all over the ring. And it'll be just the perfect Kodak moment for New Year's Vengeance. How about that? You get a step up in the world. You're the hardcore champion. That's awesome. That's great. And you worked for that. But I'm the WCE All-Out Champion. I did something that you weren't able to do and step up to Craven and take away his title. Why was that? That's my question. Is if you think you did enough, why didn't you step into the ring with him?
Listen here. It's not my fault that he ducks and hides from me. Unlike you, he has to play little childish games to get in your head. He ain't getting into my head. I get into his head where he had to stop coming on to Sportswire Radio. Now he challenges my partner. But listen, Kodak, that's fine. You can come here and try to take my title away from me, but I can tell you this. When I win, I'm looking at a title shot at your title. You know, to be fair, you're coming to get a shot at mine. I think I should get a shot at yours.
Well, I'm going to back you up a little bit, and I'll give you the credit here on Craven does do some childish things. He goes behind people's backs, and he does what he can to win.
He is a coward. He was supposed to show up here. He didn't show up.
I'll give you that.
100%. Tries to question how relevant I am.
But I'll tell you what, Omen. If you end up defeating me and defeating Crenson, you're number one in line for the WC All-Out title. How about that? Does that work for you? Does that kind of feel your vibe a little bit?
No. So you become number one contender. I better get this in writing because I know your guys' word on Sportswire doesn't mean nothing. So I better get it in writing from management.
I'll tell you what. When I win your title, I'll even put that one on the line. It don't matter to me. I'll put both of them on the line. Write it, put it in writing. You can take a picture of it, screenshot it, send it to your girlfriend. I don't care.
All right, Omen, whatever you're about to say, don't smile.
Shut up. I wasn't here, punk. Just kidding. That's fine. January 20th, I guess we're going to see who's better. A simple hardcore champion or the world champion.
Yeah, like
Yeah, we
Dirty
will
Donnie,
see.
like Dirty Donnie just said, what you're saying is when Omen beats you, he's number one contender for the WC heavyweight title.
100%. In writing, with a nice little feather quill pen, whatever you want, Omen. It don't matter to me. I'll put it on the line.
That orange thing that they fight for.
And I'm sorry. I know I just got here, but who are these other fellas? What?
This is James Taylor, the nemesis James Taylor. He's also, by the way, got 100,000 followers total, YouTube and TikTok. He was one of the top wrestlers in TBW. We've got our coach, the real Craven, Chris Craven, B-World Wrestling Hall of Famer. Wrestled a dark match in WWE not once but twice. And the host of the Be More Talkative podcast, the Baltimore Kid, who has interviewed the Foundation and the nemesis James Taylor. And I'm sure you heard of me by now, Kodak Kid. You heard of me, right?
Mr. Tom Bryce, Reverend. Oh man, it's always
just
great
watch
to
the
see
beginning of the show, and you'll see something that you'll probably was like, "What the heck happened on Sportswire?" All I'm gonna say is, when they got inducted into the Hall of Fame, we did the ceremony. Omen said something, and all of a sudden, literally the floodgates open. That's all I'm gonna say. But
all right, I'm gonna hold you up to that.
Hey, Tom, you know, in the movie, in Bad Boys, when Martin Lawrence drives to that little gap, and Will's like, "That's how you drive. From now on, that's how you drive." See, that thing that you did earlier in the show, that's you. That's how you gotta be.
I mean, it can't be that everybody, but I do want to get to important business before we end the show here. Dirty Donnie is going to hold your word to that and contact WC management.
Isn't that Craven Rage?
No, it's not Craven Rage. It's not Craven Rage.
No, WC management is different. Yeah, it's Mark Packer and company.
He's sleeping with management.
No, this is Mark Packer. Really, is the one that's going to sign off on this. So obviously, we're going to have to find out. I mean, is there anything else, Kodak Kid, you want to say to Omen Black and Soulja GP before, we let everybody, move on for the evening?
Well, and other fellas.
By the way, tomorrow night, New Year's Eve, we're on the air at 10 o'clock. So if you want to stop by and say hi, you're welcome to say hi.
I think I might do that, Tom. Fellas, thank you so much for being part of this, and welcome to the show. Omen Black, I'm so glad that we finally got introduced, and I cannot wait to step across from you and use your little friend to make you bleed all over that auditorium, that gymnasium, wherever you set this up. New Year's Vengeance, January 20th. I will be glad to take your title and then defend it against you your next show, along with my WCE All Out Championship.
Wow. I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, if you are not following WCE Heat on YouTube, Facebook, WCEheat.com at the Palo Rec Center, 400-seat venue, New Year's Vengeance. If you're thinking about the Super Bowl, you're thinking about the Royal Rumble, you're thinking about WWE's first show of the year, Monday night, you're thinking about the BCS National Championship game, forget about all of that. The only thing that should be on your mind is January the 20th. Palo Rec Center in Palo, Iowa. You are going to see the IMF return with a vengeance, literally, with their second show, their live indoor show extravaganza, and you're going to see the likes of Kodak Kid, Soulja GP, the 8th member of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. It's his show, the 7th member of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. Omen Black. You're going to see the resident rock star Sean Joby to be inducted into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. February the new Messiah, apparently Craven Rage. You're going to see a slew of other IMF stars. Mephisto, we're going to probably see as well. We're going to see Dirty Donnie. We're going to see so many people that it's too many to list. That's why you're going to go to Iowa Midwest Federation Wrestling on Facebook to get more information for that ticket. IMF Wrestling 666 on YouTube, almost 1,700 subscribers. Go sub to them. Watch Winter Class, prior IMF shows, IMF live streams. Also, IMF_wrestling on Instagram. Omen Black 666 TikTok. Omen Black IMF on Instagram. Facebook, Omen Black. GP Soulja 87 on Instagram. Go out and support these guys. Let's get to closing thoughts because we've been here all night. I want to go first with some of the guys that came on before Omen and Soulja, so I want to give them the final words. TBK, Be More Talkative Podcast. We'll see you tomorrow. Your final thoughts, closing words, anything else you want to plug?
Oh, no. Obviously, thanks for having me on. Soulja, Omen, congratulations again, guys. Very proud of you. Very happy for you. Be More Talkative Podcast. Already been talking with Tom about it. It will be coming back in 2024. So who knows? Maybe we'll have the new Hall of Famers on for the first episode of 2024.
Awesome. We can definitely looking forward to that. We can follow you, I know, on Instagram and Threads now. We can check you out, especially on Instagram at t.b.k9208t. Check you out. Our coach, Chris Craven, I'm going to give you some closing thoughts. Anything else you want to plug, share, or say? And we're looking forward to seeing you tomorrow night. The floor is yours, my friend.
Well, I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. It's going to be a wonderful New Year's. This show you guys got on in January 20th, correct? Right, Vengeance, New Year's Vengeance. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yes.
You guys are in a different venue, correct? Not the same one you were in.
Power Rec Center. Yep, they were at the Union Station Hall on the 16th. They're going to be at the Power Rec Center on the 20th. Correct.
You guys are going to have to send me some information and some addresses. Because if I happen to book some flights in the next few months, things could get interesting. PBK, my fellow partner.
What's up, buddy?
Do your thing, man. We'll talk shop.
Absolutely.
Taylor, good to see your face again, man.
You too. Looks like your hair's grown a little bit.
Yeah, well, I gotta get back in. I gotta get my wrestling look back. It's happening. Kid
Kodak.
Kodak is something that died out in the 90s. I don't know how he knows that word. Kid, you have fun with Omen and that nice little orange thing that you took from Craven Rage. I don't even want to call it a belt or a title. Whatever that orange thing is you won. You have fun going up against Omen and Soulja and their little friend.
Make it official. Management.
What?
Management is here from WCE.
Oh my lord. Anywho, WCE, where pedophiles are from. Anyway.
Yikes.
Did I say that? Anywho, stop saying the word, just advice, don't say the word play. Looking like a freshman that just entered prison for the first time. It doesn't come off.
Play was a little weird. Let's stop it.
Especially to someone like Omen. I've got to back my boy Omen here. You're going to get beat by that neglected child that was never welcomed to the family anyway. Forget the redheaded stepchild.
Did you know me my whole life?
We know each other pretty well, Omen. I think we know each other pretty well. I don't see this going over well with littler guys than Omen. I've seen you wrestle smaller guys than you, which is pretty much everyone. And it doesn't fucking work out well for them. Believe me when I tell you this, Mr. Kid. I mean, tell your parents, take out that life insurance, because he's going to sit on your ass.
All right, now you're just being insulting. All right?
I'm being me.
Well, what he's saying is that you should probably have CPS on standby when you guys wrestle.
They'll definitely have, I'm sure, a doctor for sure. I'm sure there'll be medical attention there. We'll have to see, Coach. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. We're going to talk whatever. It's open-ended, anything anybody wants to talk about. James
Yep,
Taylor,
yep.
the nemesis, I want to give you the floor, some closing thoughts real quick before we sign off for the rest of the guys. And if you're around tomorrow, New Year's Eve, you're not doing nothing, you want to give us a hell yeah, you're definitely welcome to do that. And the floor is yours. My thoughts and prayers, obviously, to your family. And anything you need, let us know.
Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
TBK, yeah, let's get together and work out a day.
Yes,
Maybe
sir. For sure.
maybe tomorrow, maybe New Year's Day. I'm open those days. There's a little hit. Anybody else watching?
Cool.
Chris Craven, good to see you, man. And I think before you and I ever hang up the boots, maybe me and you need to square off in the ring one day. You know that.
Come to Summer Bash.
I already said I was, so I'm ready for that.
Well, there you go.
And kind of like to your comment, what you said to this kid over here. I don't know you from Adam's Apple or nothing. Hey, you're a champion. Congrats to you. I don't know
I
you.
really
care
like how
less.
your mom parted your hair, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was using Kodak picture stuff, taking pictures of real wrestlers in the WWF back in the day, probably before you were in your daddy's pants. But hey, who knows? And then Omen and Soulja, like I said before, congratulations to you. You deserve it. Come a long way, especially since the first time that I saw you guys and I reached out to y'all, and y'all went from what 300 or 400 subscribers, and now you're just soaring through the clouds, and you're doing exactly what I'll pick up on what TBK said earlier. Y'all are putting in the work. A lot of people talk all this stuff about I'm going to do this, we're going to do this company, we're going to do that, but y'all are actually putting in the work, and you're gaining your stardom and your fans, and it's got my eye for sure. I had my eyes on y'all ever since the beginning, and so hey, the best of luck to y'all, and 2024 is going to be a great year for everybody, you know, who really wants to be a part of it. So, Paul, thank you for the prayers and everything that you've said and stuff, and I look forward to my induction into the Sportswire Hall of Fame, whatever
Yes.
that might be.
It's going to be in the month of January. I can promise you on that. We'll definitely do it in the month of January. So that'll be promised. And if you're around tomorrow as well, also, you want to follow James Taylor, Taff_Taylor on Instagram, Taff Taylor, TikTok, and YouTube, over 100,000 subscribers. Before we get to Kodak and the boys for being in the Hall of Fame, Mark Packer is eating cheese curds, drinking some beverages. Make that official. Omen Black retained his title at New Year's Vengeance. He's the #1 contender to Kodak Kid's title. Mark Packer says his usual stuff. I don't know where that's going to go, but Kodak Kid, I want to give you the floor. If you are around, certainly tomorrow, you're welcome to say hi. But until then, I want to give you the floor, champ. Anything else you want to plug, share, or say? It's good to have you. Obviously, you've been a big topic tonight. I'm happy you joined us, and the floor is yours. Fire away.
Well, thank you, Tom, for having me here. I just, to Omen Black and Soulja GP, congratulations to be inducted 7th and 8th in the Sportswire Hall of Fame. Omen Black, I will see you soon.
Okay, fair enough. And I'm going to leave the Christmas questions out. He left. He's gone. Nicholas Crenson, you're off the air. I don't know why you came back on. Okay, so then we're going to give closing thoughts here to our 7th and 8th members of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. And gentlemen, again, congratulations. This is definitely going to be, I think, an honor that you're going to get 3-4 times over. You have definitely shown why in a short amount of time you have proven to be a foundation. You have definitely going to have your memories etched in stone. I think is no longer being backyard wrestlers, hardcore wrestlers, being a foundation, but now as the 7th and 8th members of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. It's your show. It's your moment. Omen and Soulja, I give you the floor. Anything else you want to plug, share, or say, the floor is yours.
Well, I'll start off being number 7. Very humbled to be in the Sportswire Hall of Fame amongst my peers, such as Fletch, Justin Parsley, and future people in the Hall of Fame like James Taylor, Chris Craven, hell, even TBK. January 20th, Nicholas Prenson and Kodak Kid. I really hope you guys know what you guys got yourself into. You know, I had to teach Damian Saint the lesson. I taught Matthew Forsaken the lesson multiple times. See, now I got to teach the lesson to two guys I have to face in WCE before I wrestle Craven Rage. I already broke the measuring stick, James Marshall. I've already beaten Sean Jovi in a tag match. I've already beaten Craven Rage after his match with Remington Stryker. You two will be no different. But you step bringing into my world where management in Wisconsin has no control over what I do.
All right, Soulja, you want to say anything else?
Craven, I'm I can't get over the fact that you duck my partner and then want to challenge me like I'm some kind of bitch. I can't wait. Now I'm excited for January 20th because I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, and I'm gonna unmask you in front of everybody. See, I have the opportunity that nobody else ever took, that nobody ever tried. I'm gonna show the world legitly what Craven Rage looks like on January 20th when he comes to New Year's Vengeance. I'm gonna unmask the nightmare and show everybody what a wet dream looks like.
Ooh. Well, you know what? We'll see if Craven Rage will be less of a coward than the man that we spoke about at the beginning of the show that was the owner of a company called Never Wrestles or Never Wrestling, because he actually blocked me on Facebook. So apparently he heard the whole thing. So I'm happy. I'm happy you heard the thing. I'm happy I'm not friends with you on Facebook. You're never coming back to Sportswire. You are a real coward. In fact, you're even more of a coward than Craven Rage, because if you don't have the courage to be friends with me on Facebook, you are clearly a little coward who's a little confident, insecure little boy who's got clear issues, and you can't take the heat, little boy, especially after your company was given the amount of coverage that I gave you over the past 2 years. So see ya, wouldn't want to be ya, and you're never coming back, and you're permanently on the blacklist of Sportswire Radio. So thank you very much for that. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't followed a real company like the IMF, who aren't cowards, and go out there and do it for all wrestling and actually wrestle in front of people, unlike trainees who aren't really trained to wrestle and they can't actually get people other than their families to show up. Check them out on YouTube at IMF Wrestling 666, IMF_Wrestling on Instagram, also Iowa Midwest Federation Wrestling on Facebook. Also check out Omen Black TikTok, Omen Black 666, Omen Black IMF on Instagram, Omen Black on Facebook. Also GP Soulja 87 on Instagram. Check them all out. The IMF's next show, their second show, is going to be even bigger than the first one. It's going to be at the Palo Rec Center. It's going to be called New Year's Vengeance, January the 20th. You saw a slew of matches to be announced here. More coverage ahead between now and the 20th of January. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice of all wrestling, the host of the Sports Report, the owner of Sportswire Radio, the #1 global radio station, and to join me to celebrate the 7th and 8th members of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame, Omen Black. It's his show, the Boogeyman of the Midwest, the IMF Hardcore Champion, the 8th member of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame, the IMF World Heavyweight Champion, the popular heel monster Soulja GP, Chris Craven, B-Word Hall of Famer, the real Craven, the coach, TBK, host of the Be More Talkative podcast, James Taylor, host of the Nemesis Sessions, and also to say hello at some point throughout the show. We had Justin Parsley, 3rd member of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame, one half of the XCW Tag Team Champions. Also, we had Nicholas Crenson, the new Messiah, and the resident rock star to be inducted into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame February 3rd, Sean Jovi. Until then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Go to the radio station that is Sportswire Radio.